Fuck Trap House Mob. I'm back. To the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it.
Whoa!
What a
Let's
win.
see the W's, the fire
What
W's.
a
Let's see W and fire in
W.
the chat.
Yo,
Let's go.
what's good, y'all? It's Nets Kingdom. Welcome back.
One with half of our team out.
Wow. It was just, there's so much to talk about tonight. It's just like this stream could go, bruh. This
could be a 5-hour stream. Is that
this
what you're
day
saying?
in Nets world? You can't make this day up in Nets world. Like, there's so much happened. We're gonna get into it,
Unmatched, bro.
Dude,
This shit is unmatched.
You can't make this stuff
has never
up,
been
bro.
a crazier day in Nets Kingdom.
Yeah.
Wow.
You already know what it is.
The Brooklyn Nets, Chubbs. I didn't even know
The Brooklyn.
that.
That's been a
Yeah.
nickname
Brooklyn
going
Nets.
around, man.
Thomas
Like
is
I
going
saw
crazy
that.
already.
Fire
Thomas is
nickname.
going crazy already.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Let me shout out the chat. Oh, everybody's in here heavy tonight.
Woo.
Quest One, what's good? Skyline, hey, Johan, hey, what's good? Charles, Usai, yes, that's your Big Cram, what's good? Hoodie KD, what's good? Ant 4PF, hey, Ant 4PF, Isaac, hey, Isaac, what's up? Hard fought victory, yes, sir. Tommy Bryant, what's up? Callaway, hey, what's up? OJ Mayo Films, Flame is back, Flame is back. Unholy Mayhem.
Yeah.
Everybody's in here. Charles, hey, what's up?
Wasn't
Charles?
OJ Mayo a Shamit guy? I can't remember. Was he one of the Shamit
OJ
guys?
Mayo, you were the
I'm about to
Shamit
cook
man.
you up,
He's
bro.
about to-
You
Shane's about to
still
cook
want
you up.
Shamit?
He's a
You still want
Bro,
Shamit over Sharp
he's a
and
sham
Target?
god.
So he's a sham
AJ,
god.
what
He's
is
a
he?
sham god.
AJ,
Yeah.
what is he? Is a sham god.
He's a Shammy fan. Shammy stan.
He's a shammy whammy.
Exactly,
fan.
Michael K. Sean marched for GM of
Yo,
the
Barry
year.
Garrix was good. Abe was good.
You gotta put the GOAT Marks picture up there, bro, for the W.
Oh man,
for the Rooks.
man.
For the Rooks.
Yo,
The Brooklyn
who's
Nets.
this? Who's
Shout
this
out
with the
Marks.
Net Kingdoms? Day, the kid. Well, who's this?
Day. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Who's that?
He got the logo too. He got the
I
logo.
like
bro.
that.
I don't know.
I like
We
Copyright
rocking
you,
with
bro.
Day. We rocking with Day, bro.
Day's a name for Dayron.
Day until it
Day.
changes.
All right, so we starting off here with the first quarter. Wow. And going into this game, like I said, we were down bad. Only 8 players. Harden, Bembry, James Johnson. Just count them. Everybody hit
Half of our team, 2 of our best scorers.
Yeah, half of our team gone. Going into this game, literally with rookies, KD, Patty Mills, and Blake Griffin. You can't make this game up. So
Let
start
me
the
know. I'll
quarter.
pull stat. Let me know.
Yeah,
So you
first
don't have to
quarter,
read
the
them.
Nets had was 33-32, and it started off with Nicholas Claxton. Wow, Nicholas Claxton, 10 points. He was really good in that first quarter. David Duke Jr. was 6 points in that first quarter. We shot 61%, and then at halftime, we were up 66-56. Everything was going good in that first half. The rookies were playing well. DDJ was rebounding, playing great defense, steals. Kessler was
Katie
hitting threes.
didn't even have to do much in that first
Yeah,
half.
Katie didn't have to do. I think what did Katie have at halftime? He had 15 points at halftime. 15 points. So it's like the rookies were kind of like going crazy. And then
KD with the trip dub though.
Then after halftime, that's when the third quarter came. The Raptors made a huge run. It was just really slow for us. KD, by the end of the third quarter, we were down 190-91, and Kevin Durant had 26 points. Claxton had 14 points. 44-point avalanche by Toronto in the third. So the defense had to turn up a notch, and you know how it was just because, first of all, when they tried to run Patty Mills at the point guard, it was just not working in that third quarter. He was getting cookied. KD was getting a lot of turnovers. They kind of doubled KD. They were shadowing him every time he get a screen up court. There was 2 people on him, so they turned up defensively.
There were those bad turnovers. You either had like obviously like the miscommunications where they throw it to the corner and no one was there, or like just bad passes. It was just miscommunications.
And people underestimate the Toronto Raptors. They're a really good team defensively. Like they're like I said, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, they lock up, and they kind of locked us in that third quarter. I mean, the rookies. It seemed like the rookies hit the rookie wall. You know what I'm saying? Cam Thomas was he was kind of in and out of the lineup, and it took
Cam
him a
was the
while to
only
get-
Cam
rook-
Thomas
Cam
probably
was-
had his.
I was
Go ahead,
going to say Cam was the only rookie that did not play well tonight.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cam did not seem like he was.
He can have a night off though. I mean, dude, in reality,
He seemed out of sync, but I mean, it was bound to happen. He's gonna have one bad game. He's a rookie. It is what it is.
I mean, but this was a rookie game. This was a game for the other rooks, and it was so glad to see. Even if Cam's been getting his shine, so it's nice to see Kessler, Dayron, David Duke, like these dudes to just come out. Even Claxton. Like I still think Claxton's a rookie. Like this was arguably the best game for Claxton.
Great start by Claxton, like we said. He got us off to a great start, man. And then Dayron off the bench when he had 7 points. What was it? 7 rebounds.
He had 7 like rebounds and close to 7 points within like 7 minutes. It was ridiculous. It was like 7-7-7. Like you immediately felt his impact off the bench. Like, and obviously, like you said, like later, let me stop sharing my screen. Later obviously when he came in later, you could definitely tell like he was gassed. I mean,
he was gassed. He was playing great, bro. He's playing great.
When that guy gets his game wing, his stuff, when he gets his wind about him, dude's gonna be problems.
Yeah, the chase down block right there. End of the third quarter, so we were down. Dayron was struggling in that third quarter defensively. The team was struggling in that third quarter again. KD mind you, I think KD played the whole third quarter. I'm pretty sure he played the whole third quarter. Now by the fourth quarter, that's when things got interesting. The fourth quarter, we were down. Actually, I think it was 190. What I say, 191. We made a run. Coach subbed in Nick Claxton and Kessler Edwards were making shots. Kessler Edwards made a 2-point shot at the 11-minute mark. It was the Kessler Edwards show for a little bit. He had a good rebound, good layups. Hit two. I think he hit a couple threes.
I think he hit 2 threes in a row. I think he hit 2
threes in a row in that fourth quarter. He got us
going
in that fourth.
He felt the hot hand from the wing, and then he shot a great corner 3 and hit it.
Yeah, in that
I'm
fourth
sorry,
quarter.
but to me, the man of the game is Patty Mills, though. I know KD had a triple. I know KD had a triple double, and he disappeared for a little bit, but then he came back. But like Patty was hitting those clutch shots all night. Like he was 10 for 10, 7 for 14 from 3. He came in with 30 points, 4 rebounds, like 2 assists, like 1 steal. And I mean, like, but he was hitting those clutch shots when we needed them. And
so we're making that run in the fourth quarter, right? And Coach Nash puts Blake Griffin in at the 6-7 minute mark. He subbed in Blake Griffin, and I don't know, some Nets fans were kind of upset about that. I was a little bit upset about that because I think what Coach was thinking was he wanted to spread the floor for KD to have more room, like a 5-out kind of thing. But to me, it was like Claxton is one of our best. He's probably one of the best defenders on the team. So I would rather go with Claxton in that closing lineup. But I don't know if it really mattered at the end of the day. But for me, Blake, like I said, when Blake is put in at that 5, we're going to struggle rebounding. And we were struggling rebounding in that fourth quarter.
But he did spread the floor out, like you said. Yeah. And the other thing I will forget, like it's really easy to jump on the bag Blake Griffin train at times. But the one thing I will say about the guy is like when it really matters for somebody to come in and give you everything he's got, Blake is that guy. He's still, he may not be shooting great. He may not be doing this, but you saw it in the playoffs. The dude gave you everything he had. Yeah. And even tonight, like how many times do you see this dude jump to the floor to try to grab a rebound?
He did like the dirty.
That jump started everything.
Yeah,
that pass one, that was the one that really changed the game. I mean, you saw it with the crowd. And everything started going
changed.
Yeah,
and everything changed. Everything changed.
I will even beg to say that Patty and Blake were part of the reason that got these rookies like hyped because they saw Blake throwing himself on the ground. They saw Patty hustling out there. That like best part of the game for me was Patty Mills with all the rookies out there, and they killed it. Like the energy, like his directing, you saw him yelling it there, and I really think those two were like the spark plugs for.
Let me see all the super chat. Thank you, Savvy Uncle. He said Kessler Edwards over MJ. Damn, Kessler Edwards getting all the love, man. And we got to big up Sean Marks too, man. Sean Marks the GOAT. Y'all try to disrespect Sean Marks the last stream, and I wasn't having that, bro. I wasn't having that.
We know who y'all are.
And I'm not going to call out a couple of our true dogs in our Discord. I'm not going to call them out when I remember them saying, "Oh, hey, we shouldn't have drafted all those people." Mm-hmm. One of them actually just said, "You know what? I was wrong." But like straight up in Marks we trust. Like
facts, bro.
You cannot deny this man always makes bucket. Like when it comes to picks,
the way these rookies
most
played,
of the time
bro,
he gets it right.
Come on, these rookies showing like, come on, these are against pros.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like to go back to last stream, I still can't believe someone fucking brought up the 2018 draft. I still can't believe that.
He really did that.
Imagine bringing up fucking Kuruks and Musa, dude. Like those guys were drafted, and bro, like no one cares.
So the fourth quarter, we cut it to it was 120-117. Patty Mills down by 3. We were down by 3 big, man, and we were struggling.
He ran around the court, bro. He ran around the court.
I think Blake Griffin passed it. You'll see it in the highlights coming up. Blake Griffin passed it to him. He makes a 25-foot 3-point jumper at the 13 seconds left. And then Fred VanVleet tried to hit a shot, but he missed. Then we went to OT. OT started. Raptors went on a little run, 124-120. KD. That's when KD was like, wait, I'm still here, y'all. Don't forget about me.
Were you talking about
one shot?
Hey, when you're done stopping show the video, I just want to see if you're talking about. Are you talking about this Patty Mills? That guy? On fire? That Patty?
Down under. Shout out to all the Aussies in the chat. All the Aussies, yo. Drop an Australian flag if you Australian.
Yeah. That Patty?
Rep the Australia right now. Like Australia, stand up, man.
That's him cooking the Raptors, man.
That's him cooking the Raptors.
That's him cooking the Raptors.
Shrimp on the Bobby.
I'm cooking raptor tonight. I just hunted a raptor.
Shrimp on the Bobby.
I was raptor hunting, and
overtime came. KD 8 points in that overtime. Patty Mills again with a shot in that 2-minute mark. Great overtime win, like I said, and don't underestimate DDJ. DDJ was making key rebounds. We would miss a whole bunch of shots. And you just see DDJ just come out of nowhere, just make tons of. I don't know how many rebounds he has.
I'm not gonna lie. If he didn't get that KD rebounds, we probably lose that game.
Oh shit! Somebody already asked.
Should we wait?
My god! Already?
Should we wait?
We just started.
All right, I will say this: we're gonna finish cooking up, but today's "What's Kyrie Doing Today" is gonna be brought to you by Bikram Gruwal. So shout out to Bikram Gruwal is sponsoring what Kyrie's doing today. He is the sponsor, so he's solely responsible for what's put up today. If you're unhappy, direct all comments at Bikram Gruwal. But keep going. We'll get to it right after you finish it.
I'm gonna put a poll up, so I'm gonna say which rookie was the most impressive tonight.
Wow,
that's gonna be the poll right now. I know it's gonna be a tough poll. That's why I want to put it up. Who was the best rookie? Let me know in the chat right now. Who's the best rookie?
Let me just, while you're saying that, rattle off some stats. Kessler Edwards, 43 minutes, 7 for 12, 3 from 6 from 3, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 17 points.
43 minutes.
DDJ, 37 minutes, 4 for 13, 0 from 3, hit 2 of his 3 free throws. He had 13 rebounds
in that overtime.
Yeah,
DDJ was
him and 3 assists. 2 steals, 10 points, and then the other we'll go with is Dayron. I don't even think we should put Cam up there tonight. Cam,
we gotta put Cam. He's a rookie, bro.
But Cam had an off night, bro. Like Cam's already gotten.
I said, who's the best rookie? You can't just leave.
Dude, you really want to put Cam up there with Cam? Got 22 minutes, 2 for 10, 0 for 4 from 3.
I wouldn't be fair to Cam.
Don't do that. Don't do it to him.
But AJ, the thing is, you really want to start a new record-breaking thing on this stream, bro. And all of the polls, I guarantee there has been no 0% votes, and there will be a 0%.
You're gonna get 0, bro. Yeah, don't do that to Cam.
You know the Cam stays as bro. There's gonna be at least 3% Cam. I promise you, there's gonna be somebody.
You're right. Dayron Sharp,
13
minutes, 3 for 3 from the field, 1 of 4 from free throws, but he had 7
put Clax
rebounds.
He's a rookie. He's not a rookie. Clax is not a rookie.
7 rebounds, 7 points. And just so you know, Dayron Sharp had 7 rebounds, and I'm not sure if it was 7 points within 7 minutes. Like, dude was a 777 tonight. Mm-hmm. So, and then he gassed out. But I say go with DDJ, Kessler, and Dayron. Don't do Cam like that.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat now.
Super chat alert.
Look at
Yo, Lev. Yo,
all right,
shout out to Lev, man. I'm voting Cam. Damn.
Yeah, put Cam
Jelly,
up there.
Jelly Fam Cam. Y'all trying to put Jelly Fam Cam as one of the
we got an imposter in here, bro. Brooklyn Nets Kingdom, man.
Damn, Nets Kingdom is world.
No, was that Day? That's Day.
But yo, the chat wants me to put Cam.
Yeah, his profile's the same.
All right, put Cam up there, but Cam
I'm not gonna put. I feel like they're gonna troll us now. I feel like they're gonna troll us.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
They're gonna be like, it's gonna be like 90% Cam. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put Cam up there, yo.
Yeah, no.
All right, so after you do, if you're done, I'll go into Kyrie.
Yeah, you can go into
where's Beakram?
Shout out to our sponsor. What was the sponsor's name?
Beakram. I'm trying to. Yeah. Beakram, put in the chat again about what's Kyrie doing. So I can put you up there for this. Well, actually, no. Beakram is sponsoring. So today we had what's Kyrie doing today, and let me get it all set up here.
Make sure you hit that like button, y'all. Make sure you hit that like button, y'all. Good one tonight. Just 100 likes.
This one might get some people hot tonight a little bit, maybe the beginning, but it is pretty funny. Initially, all the news went out today about all the COVID protocol, and they were putting like an unknown NBA player that's on the Nets put out a text message to Kyrie, right? And he asked him, "Hey, we're short-staffed tonight." And then Kyrie goes, "Damn, that's crazy. Good luck, though." And he's like, "We could use some help." And he's like, "Yeah, I bet. Good luck, man."
That's toxic.
So,
that's toxic.
That was the initial, and he sent it from his couch, right? So
right.
Right. But then Kyrie's like, "Yo, I can't just lay around all today. I got to stay in shape in the event I come back and play. Don't know how that's going to happen, but I need to get out today and get my exercise."
Boxing lessons?
No. Well, I mean, this was the other. It was like oven mitt boxing. That was the other day, right? That's how he's oven. Those are oven mitts, just so you know. Okay, that was oven mitt. So, but he's like, I gotta work out my legs. He's like, I played football before. He's like, I've gone canoeing. He's like, you've seen me mountain bike riding. He's like, but today he felt like taking it back. So he went to like one of his spots in Jersey, and he took on a game of kickball, right? So yeah, like look at that form, bro. Like dude's form was. So he was out there, legs, right? Like. Yeah, exactly. And he looks like he's gotten taller too. Like he looks in shape, but he looks like he's also gotten taller. It's got to be the vegetarian vegan diet that's helping him there.
Plant-based diet, man.
Yes, exactly. He's growing.
Energy.
So after that, he had a nice long day of sweating, playing kickball, just like crushing it out there. And he went and took a day in the spa, right? So
oh my god! The cucumbers. Nah, y'all can't tell me Kyrie was in the spa.
Okay,
yes, he was, dude.
He was not in the spa, bro.
Yes, he was, bro.
Nah.
After the day, man. dude was in the spa for the day, getting his, he again using plants, cucumbers. If you haven't put cucumbers over your eyes, then you don't know what you're missing, right? But during that time, though. This is like what's incredible. During that time, Kyrie drifted off into that, extra plane, whatever you want to call it. And he started using his all-seeing eye. And during that, he had this like vision that like he will be back in a Nets uniform this season. And he envisioned this. Like,
that is
he
fire.
just
that's
like
fire.
like
that is fire.
Yo, that's
so.
Yo, Chad, I blame you. Y'all asked what Kyrie's doing today. This is your fault,
like,
Chad.
So I'm just saying, this is your fault. I'm just saying Kyrie then found this vision, right? And this was like to be told, I will play again this year. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I will be back. And then Kyrie woke up again. It's a big ass cucumber.
The fortune teller.
And then, of course, Kyrie finished his day watching the Nets rookies kill it today with KD and Patty and Clax, like an all W. Like word was that Kyrie said this was like one of the best like team like basketball games of the season. Like he thought this was the best win of the season. So that's what Kyrie's doing, y'all. As normal, a very eventful day for Kyrie.
What a day for Kyrie, man!
Shout out to Bikram.
Sponsored by Bikram. Sponsored by Bikram, man. For that, the chat asked for what's Kyrie doing. Sponsored by Bikram. Shout out to chat. Thank you for a super chat, Easy Money. He said Kessler Edwards reminds me of a young Kawhi. Whoa. Okay. I mean, I'm not ready to go all that, but hey, I like the compliment though. Shout out to Kessler Edwards, man.
I mean, someone said. Someone did say Kessler over MJ, but when he says MJ, you know who he's talking about when he says MJ, right? The great Mike James, bro. You cannot forget about him.
Oh yeah.
Talking about Mike James. Over Mike James. So the chat right now, the poll, we put up the poll. Who is the best rookie tonight? And Kessler Edwards is going crazy.
Running away with it? Is he running away with it?
18% for David Duke Jr. and Day'Ron Sharpe is 6%.
I gotta give it to DDJ, honestly.
Y'all disrespecting DDJ.
I don't know.
I find it crazy. I find it crazy that no one said DDJ because he didn't shoot well, but I mean the rebounding and the free throws.
I don't know, dude. Kessler and DDJ had that game
really close.
Right.
It was
was so close, and they stepped in and came in clutch at like certain times, right?
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Michael K. Michael K. saying, check Twitter. Katie just took Skip Bayless to school. This is gonna be good later.
What did he tweet?
I don't know. I'm gonna go.
I saw one. I
don't know. That's a tough call between Kessler Edwards and DDJ.
Yeah.
I mean, they both came clutch in the fourth. I will
just
give
know
DDJ.
That I was on the Kessler Edwards train from the beginning.
Yes.
If you type in on YouTube Brooklyn Nets Kessler Edwards, you know what I did. Like what's up. You'll see the 4 months ago the video I put up. So y'all know I was on the Kessler train early. Like
this is just a rookie poll, by the way. James Harden's in here, y'all. Check it out.
Patty clutch though, yeah.
He was clutch. But this was like who is the best?
Yeah, we're just talking about the rookies because like this was a game. Like we all knew the rookies were gonna play, but we just wanted to see how they're gonna do against NBA competition for the first time, and it was just everything that we asked for. You know what I'm saying? Kessler looked great defensively, spreading the floor, hitting that three, athletic. DDJ, we knew DDJ was gonna be a good defensive guard, and he was. You know what I'm saying? He still got to get his shot right. You know, still got to get his 3-point shot right, but that will come with time. You know what I'm saying? He's still young. Day'Ron Sharpe, center. You know what I'm saying? Great rebounding. Offensive rebounds, you know what I'm saying? Offensive rebounds is what he usually does.
For 13 minutes on the court, and you look at his stats, you cannot complain. For 13 minutes, he gives you 7 boards, 7 points, one block. Like, come on. Like, that dude. Oh, speaking of, if you notice, Day'Ron had a different do tonight.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's growing it out. Is he going to be the new Fro, possibly?
He's trying
the new Fro.
You think he's trying? Well, did you see his hair? Did you see his hair?
I saw the hair. It
was growing out. I'm just saying. Do you think he takes that name over? Could he do that?
Yeah, I saw his hair.
I gotta bring up one thing. Obviously, the Nets got hit with all this protocol bullshit. Obviously, you saw Giannis got hit with protocols. Wesley Matthews got hit with protocols. The Lakers now announced that Dwight Howard and Malik Monk are also out because of health and safety protocols.
Everybody getting COVID.
Rage, I called it when we chopped it up before the game. There's going to be more guys overnight.
You did call it. You did call it.
We did say, I even brought that same thing. I brought that up in our Discord chat the other day. When we first heard about Millsap, I said, yo, don't be surprised if a bunch of Nets got hit. And everybody's like, no, we're good. He wasn't around. And I'm like, I don't know, bro, because you started seeing it spread throughout. And they even released to say what you're saying, Chubbs, they released a statement somewhere saying that it stems from when we played Chicago.
Yeah, I did say the minute DeMar went into protocol, I'm like, okay, check everybody immediately. Because it wasn't even a day. Immediately after our game, DeMar DeRozan went to health and safety.
Wow, that's what Katie said?
Why did Katie say that? I didn't see it. So what did he say?
I saw what he said.
Skip Bayless was complimenting him. He's like, I really don't like. This is what Skip Bayless said. He said the best player on the planet was added again tonight in Brooklyn, going assassin in overtime for the COVID rocked Nets. Nothing like Kevin Durant. You watch Bron? ? And then Kevin Durant quoted it and was like, I really don't like you. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Why he say it like that?
That's funny as hell, bro.
Oh, why can't he violate it?
That's crazy.
That's funny.
Like Skip was bigging him up though. That's what I don't get. Like,
hey, do y'all believe this? Dayron not so sharp tonight. Are you serious? The man gave you 7.7 rebounds in like 7 minutes, and you think the dude's not sharp? Oh my God.
I loved how Dayron played tonight.
Come on, dude.
Sharp
What is wrong with people?
Oh, man.
Yeah, the third quarter was where like things got a little rocky, but everything else that Dayron did was
exactly.
everything else that Dayron did was like he did what he needed to do. Got in, got rebounds, hit a couple layups.
When he played, he did what he needed to do. The rebounds really gave him like, and he played good into your defense too. Like he's able to hold his own.
Yeah. So much to talk about tonight. Like I said, we got tons to talk about tonight.
I know who you want to talk about,
bruh. We got the Joe Harris. Hold on, the Joe Harris rumor.
Yeah,
the Joe Harris rumor. If you guys don't know, Fisher,
whether we know it's true or not, I bet you they are taking calls, but I don't. Probably like Kyrie, they're not really entertaining it at the moment.
Facts. Well, if you're joining us right now, let me set it up. We just beat the Raptors 131-129. The Nets are hit by COVID. We only had 8 players tonight, literally 8 players: Patty Mills, KD, 4 rookies, Blake Griffin, and it was.
And everybody's vaccinated. That's the crazy part.
Exactly.
That's wild. I thought it prevented the spread.
So we're basically
real nice.
Rocked. We're still in first though. We're still in first. That's the good
we're not there to that topic yet because it is gonna. I think it's gonna get spicy when we get into the Kyrie and something Nash. Just to throw it out there, something Nash did say when a reporter asked him about Kyrie. So we'll talk about that.
We'll go Joe Harris. So Jake Fisher. Jake Fisher said of Bleacher Report writes Tuesday that the Brooklyn Nets are active in discussions, are willing to talk about moving Joe Harris, but the price would be high.
Cap.
So how do you guys feel about Jake Fisher reporting that?
No, hold on, AJ, hold on.
Oh yeah.
You said the price would be high.
He said the price would be high.
Ain't nobody giving up no damn Joe Harris. That's crazy.
I said the price would be high. You said the price would be high.
There, damn, we came back.
Oh man, how many caps is that, bro? Is that?
It's like
it's like a couple caps on there, bro.
Yeah. Let's see how long. Let's see how long I go just like this. Let's see how long.
Please spam the cap alert. We have a cap alert in the chat. Jake Fisher. Jake Fisher.
You know Nash love that man. You know he love him.
I ain't gonna lie, Joe Harris was a Robert Covington.
First off, this clickbait tweet, and I seen Jake Fisher post. Let me call out Jake Fisher because this man is really clickbaiting. First, he puts this out. Then he says Russell Westbrook is gonna get traded. He's on the trade block.
He did.
So he's going for the all clickbait. There's no reason why the Nets. First of all, Joe Harris is coming off ankle surgery and he's hurt, so you can't even trade him right now.
You don't even know when dude is back. You just don't know.
He's hurt. You can't trade injured.
Yeah.
So first of all, he's injured. Second, why would we trade Joe Harris right now? That it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense why.
I don't understand. I don't understand. How are we willing to move Joe Harris right now when we're in need of him the most?
Exactly. We need spacing right now, and we need shooting.
Separating the argument, yes, Joe Harris is overpaid. We all agree at that.
Yeah.
However, you do see when having Joe going from first to 29th in three-point shooting does tell you a lot of his value. Yes, we could talk about the playoffs. Yes, we can do all that, but we're not. At the moment, though,
it's staying on my head. It's not coming.
I will say this though, dude. I'm not opposed. Even though everybody thinks I'm the Joe Harris like president and lover.
President Joe Harris.
No, I became the president of Dayron Sharp. That is where I'm at. That is my new favorite net. Like I've officially gone there. However, if the right deal did come along for Joe Harris. I've said this before. How many times have I said on if everybody is tradable except the big three, right? I've always said that. And to me, Joe Harris, and this is part of the reason why I say this, right? I think he's overpaid. Somebody's saying because if you had Kyrie back and all the guys we had, is Joe still starting? I don't know. I get it. But I didn't betray Joe, but I look at it this way, right? Like, say Kyrie doesn't come back. Somebody said, A-Rod.
So I'm going to put a poll up. I'm put the poll
Did I betray Joe?
I'm put the poll up right now. Nets Nation, you vote right now in the chat. Would you guys trade Joe Harris right now?
Yeah.
Would you trade Joe Harris?
Listen, let me just finish this part. If Kyrie doesn't come back, right? Because we still don't know, and we'll get into that later. Because I think there's more to that than there's a couple that other article. If Kyrie doesn't come back, and you have an amazing deal for Joe Harris, and you do trade him, it does open us up, free us up with money. It does open you up to get stuff that you want. However, after watching tonight and watching these players and these rookies play with what we still had left as far as veterans, I'm not tripping on getting more people. Like, I'm not thinking that need to fill and go out and get all these things at trade deadline, use this, use that. Like, yeah, maybe look for somebody that might improve. But if you keep Joe Harris and Kyrie comes back and you add what some of these rookies are adding to our team, like, come on. Like,
True.
From top to bottom, from starting to our bench to having these rookies in the wing, like, bro, like, we don't need to panic like some people are. I'm just
if Joe
for me,
was
I gotta mention.
Go ahead, Julian.
If Joe like played good in the playoffs, I wouldn't want to, like, even if Kyrie came back, like, I would want to keep Joe. If he was like, because you can't really get that anywhere else. I mean, you could find good shooters, but somebody who could possibly shoot like close to 50%, like, that's unheard of, you know. But
yeah, me, I don't want to trade Joe because, like I said, our spacing right now is, bro. I know Patty knows doing what he's doing, but we don't really have. You look at this team,
Patty, but we've seen Patty Mills off though, and even even when Joe Harris off, it still spaced the floor a lot.
Yeah,
look at Chubbs trying not to move right now.
But
like I said, look at this team from top to bottom, and you can only count the shooters we have, like the 40% shooters on one hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally our we don't have much shooting. We're great defensively, but we don't have much shooting.
Yeah. Shout out to
weakness
Project
right now.
86.
Yeah.
This is his question at the end is probably the best thing. We already said what before it, but is that not valuable?
I saw a stat line that showed me. We went to yeah. He's valuable. He's valuable.
Some of these crazy trades.
Yeah.
With Joe, some of these crazy trades that people are trying to make, bro. Crazy.
With Joe, it's like, if we're gonna trade Joe, like, we gotta get some type of scorer, some type of shooter back. I'm not gonna just trade him for Miles Turner, bro, because we already have. Look at our center rotation: LaMarcus, Day'Ron, and Nicholas Claxton. That's a great center rotation to me. I mean, Miles Turner is a little overrated to me. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's a little overrated to me. Like, y'all hype him like,
what did he do against us?
He's the next coming Hakeem Olajuwon.
What did he do against us?
He didn't do.
What did he do against us?
Against us, bro.
He did nothing.
True. 4 points.
And then but I said this, AJ. You saw some of these trades that people were saying, get rid of Joe Harris, bro. Sean Marks has a history of not trading anyone, doing nothing at the trade deadline. He has done nothing.
Shout out to the Discord. Somebody dropped in the Discord earlier today. Kevin Looney outscored Miles Turner. I think when they played, was it Warriors and Pacers? Kevin Looney outscored Miles Turner. I think Kevin Looney had like 14 and 10 or something like that, and Miles Turner had like 6 and something like that. So shout out whoever in the Discord posted that. Kevin Looney literally outscored Miles Turner. So I'm like,
regarding Joe Harris though, bro, do you really see the Nets trading him?
No.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, say what you will about Joe. We're the Joe Harris's. It's mixed, right? People, just like when we asked the last show about Kyrie, trade Kyrie, keep Kyrie, it was like almost close to 50-50. Like, it's the same thing, right? Like, it's one of those things, like, I just don't see it happening, even though, like, if you look at it from a financial standpoint, how it could help us out, but going forward, at least, especially in the offseason, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, Joe's not getting traded. I think that Jake Fisher, like I said, y'all gotta be just careful of what y'all see on Twitter and what y'all see online. Like, there's a lot. I told y'all before, these Kyrie news, you're gonna see a lot of clickbait. A lot of people like.
Did y'all see the Javon Carter one too? I don't know if it was clickbait but there was also a report. I wish I would have saved it.
Teams
it
are
said
interested
7
in Javon.
It also said 7 teams were interested. I don't know if they were
interested in Javon Carter.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know if it was a joke or legit. I should have saved it.
You sent, like,
you see me with the cap.
Are they talking about the sign?
Yeah.
Bruh, they're gonna. I don't know. We make a joke in the Discord, bro. He's the middle school MVP, bro. He's about to be the G League MVP after he gets fucking released off this.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, shout out to Brian V. I wouldn't trade Joey buckets. We went from first in threes straight down to 29th once he went down from injury. Brian V is a Nets Kingdom alumni. Appreciate you.
Shout out
yeah.
Brian
Oh
V.
yeah. Okay. Leb said it was a joke. Good, because I was.
I
saw that and I was like, "There's no way." Like, but I should have saved it.
No way.
This shit was.
17.
It was very funny.
That was a troll. That had to be a troll tweet. Somebody
Javon Carter for a Snickers bar.
7 teams interested in Javon Carter.
Trade Joe for Kenny Atkinson.
So the live.
I said trade Javon Carter. I said trade.
What's that? Ray, you there?
No, I said trade. You can trade Javon Carter for. I said you can trade Javon Carter for cash considerations.
Somebody said they would trade
cash consideration.
I would trade Javon Carter for a pack of ramen. Oh, just so we stay on that real quick, and I don't know if you're in here or you're hiding, but when we got into our last stream at the end, there was a big argument about the Sham God fans in here, how they wish we kept Sham over Carter and Day'Ron Sharpe. Like, I hope at least in the 7 minutes that Day'Ron gave you 7 rebounds and 7 points that you're like, okay, I'll accept Carter because it got us Sharpe. Or if you still want Shamet back, would be ridiculous. Just to end that. Oh, here we go. Another super chat. Sean Bills. Trade Millsap or Blake for Terrence Ross. Play the rookies more. We got Joe and Kyrie back. Give Harden a month off to get K in shape like he did Blake. To get in shape.
That's not the last name, by the way.
But finishing off the Joe comment. Well, let me end the poll. Finishing off the Joe talk. Would we trade Joe? The Nets Nation said 58% said no and 42% said yes.
All right, there's some loyalty there, but there's loyalty there. More.
Yeah. So Nets Nation said
Joe Nation, y'all. No. Hey man, Saint betrayed y'all, and that's crazy.
I'm sorry, bro. Darren, you're telling me. I'm sorry, dude. I did not. I never came out. I never came out and said like I was president. You guys put me there. Once Jared Allen left this Nets, I was like a free agent, right? You were Kyrie Nation. You know, I don't even know what Rage and Chubbs were nation of. And AJ is just kind of like everybody's nation when it comes to players. I get it. He's KD. He's KD. Okay. Yeah, like I lost my nation. I lost my nation.
I'm vice president of KD Nation. Okay. Vice president.
I lost my nation when you're limited. I lost my nation. I was a free I had nobody. And just Day'Ron kind of took that spot. So, and 7's my lucky number. So 777 tonight just tells me like that's like 7 is the God number. If you didn't know, just ask Kyrie. So 777 just tells me there's more to come. Where even is Joe Harris Nation? Somebody in here is
ending off the Joe Harris Nation. Well, Joe Harris talk or whatever. So with COVID, I want y'all opinion. Like, do you think this COVID problem that we have is going to compromise the season, or do you think it'll just and then I just want to explain to everybody, quarantine is 10 days you're in quarantine is 10 days, and now the NBA changed. It's not anymore like you got to be before. Remember last year, if you were next to somebody with COVID, you got
close contact. If you had close contact, now you have that. Now you have to have like you have to have a test or whatever that you were talking.
You have to have it. Yeah, exactly.
Positive. Yeah. And the thing is, people also got to remember that these 10 days, it's the 24th in 10 days. That means everyone's going to be rusty, and then the next day we have to play LA and Christmas Day.
And I mean, let's go on, AJ.
No, I was going to say we're going to need like a little ramp up, like a little type of ramp up before, like, I feel like we put everybody up there.
We might not.
Hopefully, I mean, hopefully these guys get the same treatment LeBron James got, right? Like, I hope they're doing the same type of testing that man got when he tested positive and then tested negative and whatever. But I mean, what's kind of concerning for me though, is you're seeing it hit all over the NBA, which depending on how it continues to go, like if we have another day like we did today and it happens tomorrow with other teams and you start seeing it be a trend, I would not be surprised to see if the league, like it wouldn't surprise me if they shut down. I hope to God they don't. They're ramped up pretty good, but you're seeing it spread out. You're seeing it in the West Coast in LA. You're seeing it in Chicago. You're now seeing it in where else was the other one that got hit? Was it
Philly?
Somebody in Dallas? Like it seemed to be spread out, so it's not.
Giannis
it's not
just got it.
Yeah, Giannis just got
Wesley
it.
Matthews,
Wesley Matthews and Giannis just got it. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, depending on how it goes, like the next couple days, yeah, like even exactly.
Do you think we'll still? Do you guys think we'll still keep the first seed though?
I mean, it depends. Like, if the league stays open, listen. If we play the way we played tonight in those games, granted, everybody's going to be tired. We have a chance. We have a chance to keep the top tier, but with the Bucks losing Giannis, that helps us there, right? Like who is it? Who's in the top?
We play the Sixers on Thursday.
That's gonna be a tough game. I mean, but no Ben Simmons, so that helps. You're just facing Embiid, but I mean, I think we can. But I mean, listen, it's gonna be it.
I don't want to keep playing 50 minutes every night, though, bro.
We're gonna have to. Yeah, and they said it the same thing. Usable fiber, good. Bucks, Heat, and Bulls also devastated by injuries and COVID. So technically, we could hold on to it, and depending on how the other three teams below us play, and granted, they are hit by injuries and COVID, so there's a potential. And I kind of like Leb said earlier, it's like there is a potential that the league could shut down if it continues. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
That'd be so fucked up, bro.
Let me read some comments. Somebody said KZ said Durant won't be able to keep carrying this team for long. He's gonna need some help from a top tier player, like Ben Simmons. What? Yeah, that was a good into that. Talking about some fucking Ben Simmons. Aaron said, AJ, you want him to get MVP? I want him to get MVP, but not at this rate. I want him to get injured. Not the cost of the season of him.
And for people that didn't know, like your mother's man here, James Harden got hit with the protocol too as well. Like right close to before the game, James Harden and Bruce Brown got added to the list of players. So
either these guys have COVID or they have an inconclusive test. That's the
and I hope it's a lot of inconclusive. I hope that's the case, just to get some help back. But shout out to people that have joined us tonight real quick. If you haven't hit the like button or subscribe, please do so. Helps the channel out, gets us out there more. About 285 chilling in here. We got 110 likes. Please smash the like button, subscribe. It helps us out big time. Real quick, if you're ever interested in any Nets Kingdom merch, we got some good stuff with more to come. Let me find, where'd they go? Did I? Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my favorite right there. That thing is beautiful. I suggest you buy it. Got a shirt, got a sweatshirt. We got more stuff coming on the way. If you're interested, just go check out bknextkingdom.org. Outside of that, we got that out of the way. But
so the next topic is Kyrie. We're gonna talk about the Kyrie news.
Which should we tackle first? Because we had that report come out by Shams, and everybody damn lost their mind. Mm-hmm. And then today, do you want to just address that first, and then we can address?
Yeah, basically, if you guys don't know, Shams came out and said there was optimism about Kyrie coming back. Basically, the article of The Athletic said that Kyrie's been talking to KD since Thanksgiving, and there's increased talks and hopes that Kyrie's coming back. A lot of optimism around the team. Nothing really crazy that Shams broke, but I don't know. It sent Nets. We know how Nets Twitter does. Nets Twitter overreacts to everything. So once that came out, the narratives, exactly.
Well, the narratives that followed that were Kyrie's going to be playing away games. Kyrie's getting vaxxed. Kyrie's coming back before Christmas. Let's see, what else was there? And then today, Kyrie posted a picture of him putting basketball shoes on, which I believe are his new ones coming out.
That did help the narrative, though. When he put the shoes on in his Instagram story, everybody like, yo, he's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Right.
I think we think he was at the HSS, which everybody, I guess, has known.
Which he's allowed to play at.
He's allowed to train there.
Yeah.
So that started a whole flood of like what ifs. But for me, at the end of the day, the ultimate thing was for me, like, you know what, like the Scoop B report was one thing, right? Gave you information and knowledge. His didn't tell you like something was going to happen one way or there. It just gave you other avenues to look at. Shams, same kind of thing. His kind of gave you like optimism that Katie's like talking to him. And, you know, but even the one thing people glossed over in his thing was he said, at the end of the day, nobody knows how he's going to come back. Is he going to come back via vaccination? Is he going to come back via mandate change? Like he even said in his own article, we don't know how he's going to come back. And then today, before the game, the Nets did ask Steve Nash about Kyrie, like the reporters or somebody asked Steve Nash. I'm trying to find the tweet. A bunch of people like Matt Brooks, other people tweeted it out that they asked Steve Nash prior to the game about the Kyrie situation with his article. And he came out and word for like, there's more to it, but I'll give you the basis of what he said was the boundaries are still what they were before the recent reports. Now, me and AJ have two different takes on that. For me, that basically says the Nets are not changing any protocols. Like, we're not going to let the guy come back and play part-time. Like, you either get vaccinated or mandates change. Otherwise, we're not going to see Kyrie. Like, that's how I took it. Because I don't care what report comes from what reporter or who this or who's close there. I want to hear what the Nets have to say as far as him coming back. And they have been quiet. And then today was your first. Yeah, Steve Nash doesn't know anything. Yeah, right. Like you do. Yeah, you do, right? Like he's the guy that
he's saying like that.
Yeah.
Steve Nash, the coach of the team don't know nothing.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry, but the Nets have not come out and said one thing either way. And until they do that, whether it's Sean Marks, Steve Nash, who is the coach, or the owner, nothing's changed. I know it gets you excited. You want him to come back. I think it's the best move for him to come back because we're not going to get anybody better. But at the end of the day, the song remains the same about Kyrie, in my opinion. From what I'm seeing reported,
we just hear that Kyrie and Katie are talking. That's all we're hearing. That they're talking extensively. And I got to mention this before we go on. Another person gets hit with health and safety protocols, Dante DiVincenzo, so Bucks are down another person.
You see what I'm saying? You're going to wake up overnight and there'll be like 20 people in protocol.
Why is everybody again? You think they're going to shut the NBA down, yo? I don't know.
It's very likely.
They should.
They're going to lose too much money. They already lost so much money last year, bro. They're not doing that again.
And believe it or not, bro, the Bucks, Dante DiVincenzo's like full-on return from his injury or whatever was supposed to come Wednesday, but now it's not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Aaron Bahim, I hope you're right. I just don't know how. My whole point of saying what I was saying about Kyrie is nobody knows how he's coming back yet.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like the Nets have changed their tune unless they make a report. You have to assume that everything is normal and either he gets vaxxed or the mandate changes.
It's like a 5% chance of him coming back right now. I'm going to just keep it a buck. Like, it's really like a 5% chance that he comes back. Under the current circumstances, it's like I don't know why they do that, bro, and they play with our hearts like that. It's like,
bro, they gas everything, bro. It's like it all came in a row. First, Shams reported it. Then Kyrie posted sneakers thing. Nets Twitter's going crazy. Everybody, everyone undisputed. All the shows. Kyrie's on his way back. Optimism. Kyrie's coming back.
Yes.
Optimism.
And then Nash just goes, "Hey, nothing's changed, bro."
Nash is like, nah, everything's the same, bro.
But see, that's the thing, though. People write these reports. People like write these articles, and yes, that's their job. They're trying to get attention to a thing, and they may have some knowledge, like that they've been talking, or like in Scoop's report, like they gave you knowledge that is true and there and real. But people then take these narratives, run with it. It becomes a story on ESPN. It becomes a story on Twitter. It becomes something we talk about. But the main thing that a lot of people forget to do is instead of taking all those what if tweets and what ESPN says, like you don't look for the actual source of where you're getting like the possibility of Kyrie. Because I'm pretty sure if that were true, that Kyrie was coming back and was going to play away games, the Nets would have said something by now. Like, be realistic. Like, you don't think the Nets, like, just one day Kyrie's going to be like, all of a sudden they're going to be in that report, like who's starting away game, and they're just going to throw Kyrie's name in there. Like,
yeah,
that's going to be they're going to be.
You think there's still time for the away games, or you think it's like?
I mean, anything's
if it's
possible.
not by trade deadline, it's a wrap. You think for the away games, or you think it's like a certain time?
Well, this is my honest opinion with that is with looking how everybody's getting hit with all this COVID protocol crap like now. Do you really think the Nets are going to backtrack on allowing him to go out there and play if he's not vaccinated? And then 2, places are only continuing to enforce their mandates, whether you agree with them or not. Like New York is trying to enforce that you can't just have one of part of the shot. You've got to have both on the 27th. Ooh. So I'm just saying that at the same time,
if you're thinking from Josiah and Sean Mark's perspective, like what happens? Okay, let's say these guys really do have COVID. Everybody on our team has COVID, right? And we go on a 7-game losing streak.
Yes.
You wouldn't possibly thinking like, well, maybe we should activate Kyrie.
I mean, I would be like, I get what you're saying. Like for us to go, as fans, we look at that and go, bring Kyrie back for that. But I'm still, I have to, in my head, I have to look at this from the Nets perspective. Like what they're going to do that's best for the team. Shout out to Tell. I think this is Podthorn. Kyrie leaked that, to Shams and Scoop from @Podthorn fam. Shout out to you.
Leaked what?
Well, there's also speculation that because I have been in some spaces talking to some other people, reading some tweets where a lot of people believe when these type of story comes out to Scoop or to Shams, it's actual people close or Kyrie's people leaking these stories to generate buzz, excitement, or just to keep some sort of narrative in the news. Whether that's true or not, that's what some people believe.
I don't think so.
At the end of the day, though, I mean,
there's no point to it. Why is he got to be?
Why would your team like if they're your team, like and they're your team, like why would they leak?
Kyrie gets enough clout. Like Kyrie can just sit at home and do nothing, and he'll still get talked about. He's one of those. It's been like that for his whole career. Like he's like, for some reason, the media just like overreacts to everything Kyrie does. Like,
but he's always the centerpiece of attention, no matter what he's doing.
Everything Kyrie does, they just go. Tweet about it.
Let me ask you a question, AJ Chubbs, everybody. Are you kind of bummed or mad that the Nets won't let him play away games?
Yeah,
I am. I told you I've been on the away game train, bro. I was on
even if it affects the coaching staff and all that, and like being locked in.
How would it affect the coaching staff?
Or because you have to have 2 different game plans. Especially if you come down to the playoffs,
we gotta have that anyway, bro. The way that the season is right now, we're gonna have to do that.
Like if you had Joe Harris there, right? Like let's say it was Harden, Joe, and then Harden and Kyrie, right? Like, does that really like change it like that much?
Well, yeah, but
he doesn't have a high usage rate. Like he stood off the ball. He's not really like
our season's already like that now. Like we're compromising.
Well, okay, then
game plan's got to be like we're gonna have.
Let me reframe the question then. Regular season, I kind of agree with you. However, I do believe it asks the coach to do double work, having 2 different game plans and teams. However,
Jay, we're coaching.
But
don't do that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. However, this is my question for you. So you're telling me, say we're in a 7-game series with the Bucks, right? And they're fully healthy. So you're telling me that on the road we go and we try to say I'm just saying, because I still think we could do it. But it's like, what happens when we come home and there's like a game 7, game 6, and we got no Kyrie?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, so that's my whole, and I'll just say.
Are you talking about playoff though? You're talking about playoff.
Yeah. But you're saying you're okay with him playing just away games. I'm just saying at some point in the playoffs that bites us in the ass. I understand regular season. I completely agree with you in regular season. But playoffs, if that's still in effect, that's like I don't care if we have a shitty coach or not. You're still asking. That's a lot, bro, and that's just not fair.
That's tough.
Yeah, and imagine imagine round 2 last year we had only Kyrie road games. So imagine round 2 played out the same way, but we only had Kyrie road games, and Harden goes down game 1, and it's just KD and everybody in game 1 and game 2 going into game 3. And then Kyrie gets injured game 3. So
personally, me, I don't think we're losing. We're not losing with Kyrie, Harden, and KD on this team. Like with this new team that we have, with the new, like I'm saying, the new bench and like I said, a new supporting cast, I think with Kyrie, like we're not going to lose on the road in the playoffs. That's just me. That's just me thinking. Like I don't think any team's going to beat us.
If we have no choice type of thing, like obviously, like I would want him. Like it sucks that it has to. But if we don't trade him and it's like we have no other choice type of thing, then
yeah. I mean, what if he gets hurt on the road again? What if that happens and you're in the playoffs?
I mean, hopefully nobody injures him.
I'm just saying. I'm playing devil's advocate because at the end of the day, it's like we all want Kyrie back because we know what it does for this team. I just think people need to be a little bit more realistic about how that happens, when it could happen, instead of like making up all kinds of things about how he's going to come back. This is going to do that, when it's like the facts are there at the moment. People just don't like the answer. Shout out to Brian V. KD declined to comment on his conversation with Kyrie, meaning any optimism for Kyrie playing the season. Kyrie's my brother. We talk about everything. I'd rather keep those conversations in house, though.
Facts.
W-mans.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian V, for that quote. Shout out to Brian V. Damn, what else we had on the topic list? I forgot.
Oh yeah, the other thing. Remember the other trade rumor that was funny was that the Mavericks were trying to straight up trade us for Porzingis and for Kyrie.
Yo, these trade, I can't deal with these trade things, bro.
That was the other ridiculous one.
These trade scenarios is crazy, bro. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with Twitter no more with these trade machines. Yeah, I think that was it. Wait, Joe Harris.
Hey Mo, I don't know what your deal is, bro, but I think Steve Nash knows more than Shams, and he pretty much said that tonight. And I pretty much repeated that. Like
Shams, bro. Like
I guess you don't like. Yeah, I guess Nash's words. Yeah, Shams knows more than Nash. You're right,
bro. I hope you know that Shams gets his fucking info from sources and not
sources.
Player, thank you.
And sources don't necessarily that he gets. Obviously, they're probably gonna be reliable to him because maybe that's where he gets his info from. But obviously, sources can spread false information.
I trust Jay from the BK more about Brooklyn Nets news than Shams.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
not gonna lie. About anything,
dude doesn't work for any network, doesn't work for the Nets, and we've seen Jay from Brooklyn drop more info before these guys than exactly. Thank
he's
you.
really just reporting on hearsay, pretty much. Like sometimes he's right, like he's not.
Shams and Woj like NBA news.
He said on stream that Kyrie wasn't going to, that the Nets weren't going to play, that they weren't going to let Kyrie play away games. And what happened? 2 days later, he's not playing away games.
Yeah, Shams and Woj are good for NBA. NBA news, they got it, but like for Brooklyn Nets news, I don't like give them any sources. The sources are undeniable. Like I'm not like that.
Shout out to Jay Yardy. I just said earlier, I understand and agree with you as far as like regular season. But for the playoffs, I'm sorry that I'm not taking that chance in the playoffs. Like I just think that's stupid. Like regular season, I get it, but
should we put the poll up?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, I don't care. I mean, it's just a good discussion. I mean, I say it's the same thing. I think
he'll just fit like seamlessly. Like
I mean, I'm just saying there's reasonings. But so basically you're also saying your owner doesn't make sense either, because it was your owner of the Nets who came out and basically said you're either all committed in, we're not doing any half measures. So there's more to that there. So I mean, a billionaire that owns the Nets and does things and he has his way of running a business. I mean, if you think you know more than him too, that's great. But I'm kind of running with like what the man said. I want the guy here, but unfortunately the team has made a decision and they think is best for them. And you've even had players come out and say, hey, we got an agenda and we stick to that. Kyrie comes back, great. If he doesn't,
I don't think he's going to play away games, but like if we had the choice, and we wasn't trade him, I'd have him play away games.
Somebody said Kyrie comes back if the season gets moved into another bubble. Chill, not another bubble. We don't want another bubble, man. We don't want another bubble, man. We want fans, bro. I want real NBA basketball, like fans, people screaming, going to different plane rides. Like those are real NBA games. Kyrie laced him up on Kai's 8 on his IG story. It's coming to a full circle. He's going to play this season. Bro, why did Kyrie get me hyped like that,
maybe he just laced up his shoes to play the sport he gets paid to play in his own fucking house.
Yo, these IG detectives, like, hopefully y'all found out what floor was Kyrie, like, where was Kyrie when he put his sneakers on?
Somebody on Twitter pulled out old photos of the HSS to compare weights and different things to say, hey, that's the same kind of weight.
Floor. It's the same
carpet.
Floor.
Yeah.
The same carpet.
Hey, yes, the owner can.
Kyrie's currently in his my court right now.
Yeah. Shout out to Anthony Paris. Yes, the owner can change his mind, but Nash pretty much came out today and told you that all the same standards that were set prior to the article are still in effect. So until they come out and say otherwise than that, anybody can change them. I could change my mind. I could all of a sudden choose to want to root for a different team, but the shit ain't gonna happen.
Shout out Leb. Leb said it's def HSS that Kyrie put his shoes on in HSS. Oh man, if it is HSS, y'all gotta be a bit more. Y'all gotta stop hyping me, bro.
Well, I'm not gonna be the buzzkill. Let's just get.
Look at Claude Smith coming in with something even spicier. You either comply with rules of your board or find something else to do. Damn.
So I put the poll up of should the Kyrie play away games playoffs and the season. 73% are saying
yes. But what's weird is when you put up the poll yesterday about trading him, more people were saying yes to trade him than not, like 53 to 46 or something. So that's crazy.
Well, that was before the Shams report? That was probably before.
That was, or was it?
Yeah, it was. It was yesterday.
It was before.
Yeah,
that just shows you how quickly people change
their mind, right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait, he's coming back. Play him away games. Oh wait, we got hit by COVID. Play him away games.
Yeah,
it's like people just change their minds mad quick, yo. You can ask y'all ask y'all questions. Just put @Saint and any questions y'all have, anything we forgot to talk about. Y'all just put that in the
what
chat.
did we talked about the players, we talked about the game, we talked about Joe Harris,
the rookies.
We've talked about, the one thing we didn't talk about really is how the mandate crap is affecting New York, affecting Kyrie, and it's we shouldn't really get into a what do you call it? A political / COVID, it does suck.
Yeah,
it sucks, and I think honestly, it's just you see all these players getting all these players getting COVID, being vaccinated, and Kyrie can't play while he's unvaccinated and doesn't have COVID. It is what it is. But you got to think of it that all these players, you have 7 players have COVID. You see all these players, they got COVID while being vaccinated. So
I don't, Aaron Brahim. I don't think I ever said I hate Bruce Brown. I've always said this, and all the guys on here can back me up. I said everybody's expendable except the big 3 as far as via trade, including Joe Harris.
Facts.
And
I
even put Joe. I made a comment about with the emergence of Bembry. If you're looking to move certain people on this team, like i.e. Carter, or we've talked about people moving Clax. We've talked about. And I brought up Bruce Brown as a possible trade piece to get what you want. Bruce Brown
hasn't even been brought up this whole stream. Where did that come from?
When we were desperately saying we need scorers, right? Since the loss of Joe Harris, the loss of no Kyrie, Harden not being consistent, we talked about Leb hates Bruce Brown. Did you see that? Yeah, I brought it up. I don't know where you get hate, but if that's the first question, that's a great question.
Yeah, keep asking y'all questions, y'all. That was a weird question, but okay.
Shout out to Chubbs.
Shout out to Chubbs. Hey.
Shout out to you.
Okay. Jay Hardy. Are we forgetting the fact that last year Kai told his whole team about his girl's pregnancy and why he had to take time off and just let Nash find out from the media? Nash don't know shit. Okay. Jesus. Well, to be fair, it's actually widely reported, Sean Marks, everybody else, Kyrie didn't really tell him what was going on the first time he left. That had nothing to do with pregnancy, but and that's even coming from Kyrie president over here, Julian.
I think he talked to them the second or third game, but initially, it wasn't
Me with Nash, it's like I don't even listen to his press conference because he doesn't really give you nothing. Like he says everything surface level. He don't give you no like details or anything. Like you're not gonna get no crazy details from Nash.
But I mean, but to make the statement he did today, and then people.
I'm not saying he doesn't know anything. I'm not saying he doesn't know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like he makes that statement as a legit question.
Yeah,
that's going to be reported, and people's response are Nash doesn't know anything. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he would make that statement, and then the Nets would turn around and be like, "Why'd you make that statement?" Like, come on, like, just be like, think logic. I'm just asking you to think logically, not with your emotions. Yes, we want Kyrie back on the team, but I'm asking you to think logically,
think with
not
your head,
emotionally.
Think with your head, not with your heart.
Yes, and you stop thinking emotionally, think logically, please. There's a big difference.
Kyrie. Okay, somebody asked Kyrie playing away games in the playoffs would work until we run into Bucks, Heat, Golden State, or Suns. Well, it will only. Well, you're talking about the Eastern Conference. Well, I guess you're talking.
I think he's just saying if we had to play those teams, whether it's finals, whether it's Eastern Conference finals, whether it's, like saying like obviously Bucks, Heat. If
that's
you
a good
face
point,
those,
he's a good point.
Yeah, and if you make it, I mean, it is a good point to some degree. Yeah, I will agree with that. Callaway, shout out to Callaway. She said if the NBA stops allowing fans to do COVID, would Kyrie be able to play via the mandate because it's less than 100 people in the building?
Ooh, big brain.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. That's the problem is that every state is so different with how they're handling it. It's just ridiculous. I think
it's just New York though that has the mandate.
Yeah,
I got a question. Do y'all know if like could the Nets like actually like decide not to have a certain amount of fans in the building? Because like can they just decide to fucking have 0 fans in attendance?
They could, but they need money, bro. Josiah he's in debt.
Yeah.
He's not like he needs a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
that boy is in debt. Like he like 20 million over. Josiah need every cent, bro. He need every penny.
This is why I love Leb. Y'all ever think maybe Nash doesn't want to tell y'all everything? kind of like
no player does.
Like kind of like Brian V put out earlier, like when they asked KD about the optimism with Kyrie, and he's like, "Nah, I ain't telling you shit." Like that's my own personal.
The only problem with Nash when you say that, Leb, the only thing is like I want him to actually go in depth about like basketball conversations, but he don't even do that. He'll just say like
he needs to.
Yeah, like just go into some basketball X and O's, but he don't do that at all.
He just talks about how we need to get better on defense when bro.
Yeah,
obviously.
Going to like the depth.
That's because he a L coach. That's what
damn.
We just have to. Sorry, we just have to play with pride. What a fucking answer! I love that.
Yeah, that's what he be. That's the type of answers he be doing. Like, it was just our connectivity, and we just got to be more connected.
We had some miscommunications that ultimately hurt the outcome of the game. Well, fucking obviously, you had turnovers that hurt the outcome of the game.
Yeah,
obviously.
Usable fiber. Shout out to him. Let's think. What position would you want to trade Joe Harris for at the price? Hey, usable fiber, bro. There's all kinds of That could mean he needs to drink fiber to get regular. He could be going for fiber cables for optic fire. Like
he woke up one day and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna change my name to Usable Fiber."
I'm not gonna lie. What do people think when they have their names? Like,
I need to know.
What is the thought process?
We need to know what usable fiber.
I need to go through some of these names, and I'm gonna go through some of these names in this YouTube chat, and I'm gonna tell you guys like what are these names?
No, I'm sorry. I was gonna answer his question.
What would you trade? What would y'all trade Joe Harris for? We don't need more bigs. We need a point guard or shooting guard for the bench. Facts.
The thing is with that is like obviously you're probably not going to play sharp against high competition. The thing is with Claxton is like if you're not getting also like obviously this was we've been seeing nothing but good from Claxton recently, but obviously there's the doubts that we do see as well. Mm-hmm. And obviously LaMarcus has his weaknesses too. Like every center has, obviously, when you get a center, you're probably not going to solve everything, but like a center can help solve some of your problems.
I don't know. Give me more Day'Ron Sharpe and grab those 7 rebounds, 7 minutes. I'm cool.
Yeah, for me, I don't think we need any more bigs. He's right. I don't think we need another big.
I mean,
think
but
we need
that's the
scoring
thing.
off the bench.
But see, that's the thing, though. Then why trade Joe if you're looking for more scoring, right?
Or more wing. I think if I did trade Joe, it would be for like a 3-and-D wing. Yeah.
Well, you got Kessler. Just keep working on Kessler's shot. You got the defense right there.
But Nash not going to play him. That's the thing.
I don't know though, dude. I think depending on how this next stretch of run goes and some of these guys play, like I think Kessler and especially Kessler and DDJ open some eyes. I think if they get a good amount of run, like depending on how long the rest of the team is out, we're going to. No, I would not. Is that? I think that's our first.
Trade Kyrie for Kristaps. Troll alert.
I did have no. This is another troll alert right here. I was gonna hit the troll alert on. You're missing a one-time opportunity to get generational defensive player like Benson.
Like
why
people still want Ben
Simmons. He come off the bench. I know that much.
We rank top 10 in defense, and y'all want more defense when you see our scoring is an issue.
Yeah,
let's just take the guy who doesn't drive it on a 6 foot, defender.
Passed up a dunk on Trae Young.
Let's get him and put him on the team.
And he got fried on defense by a balding 20-year-old.
I'll bring him off the bench though.
Chokes in the playoffs. He chokes in the playoffs big time.
Bring him off the bench.
Ben Simmons in the playoffs is just scary. I like
shout out to your boy. I think the poll changes because we risk Kyrie walking after this season. We get nothing for him. I don't think Kyrie has a desire to go anywhere else. Like, tell me, like he's playing for his hometown. He's where he wants to be. He's entrenched in the community of like Newark and other surrounding areas, places where he grew up, places he went to school. Like, I don't think this man wants to go anywhere. I don't think we risk losing him at all. Even if the Nets sat that man out the whole season and then tried next year, he's not leaving. I'm sorry. I just dude's not leaving. There's no way.
There's questions. Everybody's saying questions.
You were right. Definitely getting over our head, but man, I really want him back. I agree. I want him back too. I think people have such a necessity for this man to come back, and I completely understand why, right? Like, there's no denying the passion that people have for this man and want him back on the team, but I also think it's making people prey and suspect to just run with any story to fit and feel that narrative of like, oh, gotta have him back. He's coming back. He's coming back. Oh yeah, and shout out to Chubbs, by the way.
Jay, I saw the other thing about Miles. Yeah, like
that's gonna be
Miles Turner. To me, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying like I feel like Nets Nation overrates him. Like y'all think he's like a Hakeem Olajuwon. Like he doesn't move the needle for me that crazy. I mean, I'm not saying he's bad, but he doesn't move the needle like y'all think he's.
I mean, defensively, rebounds are great. Yeah, like he definitely would improve our defense even more, our rebounding even more.
Yeah.
And I do think he would give Harden a lob threat, but not that it would be like generational change. I just don't see that, dude.
But the thing is, like, with Miles Turner, y'all. So, how many centers do you guys want? That's what I'm trying. How many centers?
They want all of them.
No, but AJ,
bro?
They had PTSD from all guards. They're onto all centers now. They're trying to get out the all guards from last year.
I'm not, and shout out Jay Hardy. I'm not calling Miles Turner overrated. I don't think I ever said that, but he's not like he's not the truth.
He said AJ called. I called him overrated.
Oh, you did.
He's not the game changer like they'll say he is.
You could be overrated.
Y'all are saying really like he's Jokic or something like that. Y'all are acting like he's Jokic.
He's not saying he's trash. He's just saying he thinks y'all overrate him a little bit.
Kevon Looney outplayed him yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. Kevon Looney outplayed him. And when he plays us, he doesn't do nothing against us.
Yeah, we had Blake Griffin on him versus us, and
that's what I'm trying to tell Nets Nation. He didn't do nothing against us. Like, what is he moving? What is he going to move for us? Like, what needle is he going to move for us?
AJ, it sounded like, whoa, AJ, you good? You heard the aggravated.
Yeah,
because it's like,
go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, Daquan Cunningham said, "Would you trade Kyrie for Chris?" I hope that answers that.
We out of here, bro.
I hope that answers that, bro.
This is becoming the troll.
All
Troll.
It's troll hour.
Wait. I gotta say
right.
one thing. Are we gonna?
Your boy said what? Ignore what?
The guy
I'm ignoring a lot of things.
That said Ben Simmons is a LeBron James level talent.
No, we're not. No. So
wait, what?
Wait, you want? So you really want to get into that, bro?
Bro, he's really trying. He said LeBron James
level.
Yo, I can't with this. Is it because it's after midnight? That's why
I mean, it is. We did say this might be a late. I mean, it's only been an hour and 14, dude. I was expecting at least to be like a 3-5 hour stream because of how great it was today. But
the trolls is coming out, bro.
But it's all right.
You can pull up. You can pull up.
Oh yeah, wait a minute.
Leb asked
the numbers speaks for themselves.
Yeah, Leb. I'll send you in Discord or ask it. Do you want Discord or Twitter? Just let me know what he says. Your boy, Kyrie in the last year of his contract with a player option. We need to move Kyrie before February 10th. If laws don't change, we're going to re-sign him, not to play next year. I mean, listen, I don't know. We'll just say safe. We'll just say Kyrie's not getting vaxxed. Mandates don't change, and you get into next year. That's a big what if. With the mandates, we don't know how long they're going to last, right? I definitely think Kyrie accepts his player option. I mean, I don't see him denying it and going somewhere else, but I get what you're saying. I mean, that's why I'm saying stop thinking with emotions, think with logic. Until we get real significant info from the team, not Shams, not like Scoop, not all these other, like until you actually hear the team come out and change their tune about Kyrie and what they're going to do. And this is why I've always asked, do the Nets have an internal time clock of how long they wait? Do they change anything? Are they willing to letting them play away games? We haven't heard any of that. And until they actually come out and tell you they made a pretty strong statement by saying no part-time player, only full-time players. So until they come out and tell you otherwise, you have to assume. But I don't think this guy is going to not accept this thing. I mean, I'm not willing to gamble yet on trading Kyrie or even entertaining the idea until you get closer to that deadline. But let's see. Where am I sending it to Leb? Did Leb tell you guys?
He said Twitter.
All right.
But to piggyback off what Saint said, like we can't just trade Kyrie anywhere. Like we got to get some value off of him. Like I don't think I understand. This is an efficient 27 point per game score. I don't think you understand how
54 to 90.
That is so wanted in the NBA. Like we're so numb to 25 plus points per game scores. With good efficiency.
I appreciate Kyrie's points.
He had a whole bad month, and he still finished with, I think, like 51%. And he had a whole bad month.
After I see us struggling to score all these every game, it's like I appreciate Kyrie's.
When you look at Steph right now, like when you compare what Kyrie was doing 30 games in, bro, this man was like 53 from the field and shit like that, 28.
So this person must have watched the Scoop. This person must have even watched the Scoop B interview. When Scoop B, when he was getting off, said, Chubbs, keep working on your waves. What did he say to you on the way out,
he said keep working on the waves.
You gonna let him try you like that, though?
Yo, do you have waves, Chubbs? We haven't seen it before.
No,
it's a progress.
It's a progress.
He's not there yet, man. It takes if you know about getting waves, it takes a minute, bro. You gotta let your hair grow. You gotta brush every day.
You gotta brush like an idiot too.
Every time I look at Chubbs, I know enough about hair to know that if Chubbs was like really working on the waves, every time I look at Chubbs, he would have a brush in his hand. Brushing.
The waves, you gotta brush your hair like that, and then you gotta put the nice gel, the
non-stop.
Yo, I low-key feel like Chubbs got that Javon Carter shit going on under that do-rag.
But to say where I'm at, like my hair is super laid, but it's not waving. Like you'll see it
laid. Boy,
like it's super
trying to get the 360s. You get the 360,
something like that.
You can do them fake waves, right? Like they do the shit with the do-rag, them fake ass.
You talking about the sewing waves?
Yeah,
No.
I gotta send you a video. Like they'll put a do-rag, like they'll brush it with conditioner, and then they'll put a do-rag on, right?
Dude, I'm sorry, but Callaway said wave check.
Trying to check your waves.
Like
I don't have waves yet, but they're just super late.
Don't y'all do that to my
late at the moment. They're super late at the moment.
Michael K says, "Dude's been wearing a silky for a year now. How long does it take?"
So defend yourself,
bro. You see, they're coming at you finally.
Yo, let him rock, bro.
like that, bro.
He said the fuck's a 360. You don't know what 360 waves are, bro. You don't know what you're not from New York, bro.
He said,
leave my man Chubbs alone, bro.
Ask y'all a question. Oh wait, Leb's here. Leb's here.
Hold on. Leb's been in here.
I just pulled up.
What's up, Leb? How you feeling, bro? How you feeling about look at our boy did tonight? You saw what our boy did tonight, bro.
Who are you talking about? You talking about
Clax?
He's talking about Dayron Sharp. He's talking about
I'm talking about Clax.
I saw a lot of people were upset that he wasn't in the game like at the end, but I was like, man, like I'm not even gonna be upset about it because Blake's doing his thing against Pascal Siakam, so I couldn't really complain about anything like that. I thought it was bullshit when Blake fouled out though at the end of the game. I don't know if you guys talked about that.
I couldn't believe my eyes, bro.
But if you check that replay though, literally and this is what's crap about it, is his hand and that dude's elbow, like the part where they're calling Blake fouled, literally if you watch it, the elbow of the player hits Blake in the face as his hand is touching him. And they decide to go with
you could
slight
see
hand touch as
you could see that afterwards. Blake was like, "Yo, I put my hand on him to like try to like regain get myself right after he just elbowed me in the fucking face." Like
exactly.
Like how are you gonna call me for that? But like I don't know. And it was I don't think it would have been as big of a deal, but it was the fact that he fouled out on that play. That it was like really like that's the way you're gonna get him out of this game.
Hey, shout out to Age. Yes, I am trying to create a Team Clax, Team Sharp. I am because I think Sharp is our future starting center net, and I'm on Team Sharp. I'm just saying, it's not a divide, but I will tell you this: it is going to, depending on if we keep Claxton past this year, it is going to be a very interesting. Development. Yeah, it's going to be a great competition that's only going to benefit the Nets. My other thought was, what if you ran, I know it's spacing, but say you have the big three on the floor. Imagine throwing Clax and Sharp out there too.
I want to keep both of them, bro. That's our future. That's our future because LaMarcus is.
I'm just throwing a question out there.
LaMarcus Aldridge is like 37, bro.
He's made. I mean, say we win it this year, which I don't know yet.
He's gone. He's out
after this year. He's
if we win this year, he's out. He's retiring.
I mean, we're gonna pick up other dudes to like place like the LaMarcuses and shit, though.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna do the Clax Sharp center rotation.
I think we could do a center rotation with the two of them. I can't see them playing at the same time though. Like Saint was saying.
I was just saying for fun.
No.
For fun. I mean, for fun, that would be awesome.
I mean, maybe.
But the question on it, say we don't trade, because people have floated trading Claps. Even Jay from Brooklyn has talked about the possibility of Claxton being traded, right?
Yeah.
So my question to you is, say we don't trade him and we keep him. Realistically, what are you going to pay this man to keep him? Or
I think like
imagine
the kind of money he's going to be looking at is like he's going to be wanting like 10 a year.
And do you think we're going to be able to throw that at him?
Yeah, I think he's going to want like 10 a year.
Really?
I mean, I think teams like OKC and shit will definitely throw that at
I think Clax is worth like maybe like 8 a year.
I don't know, dude. If
I don't know about 10.
He might be worth 8, but I think in the open market, you might be asking for 10.
Who gets paid 10? I gotta say, who gets paid 10 in the league?
Let me ask you this: you guys said your man played a hell of a game tonight, right? Like we're happy with. Let's be honest,
he was great tonight.
Like so, a long time ago conversation, we said if Clax could give us 10 and 10, I would shut the hell up, right? He gave you 16 and 7 tonight. If this man continues to do that the rest of the season, almost. I don't think the points will be there because once everybody's healthy and back, he probably won't get that many points.
In minutes, he probably
won't. But yeah, he got 26 tonight, and I think that's respectable and could easily happen the rest of the year. Then other teams have recognized the man's perimeter on the ball defense. So I do think the man could easily get 10 a year if he continues to play because I think today was the best game Claxton's had all season. Right. And if he continues to play at this level and the way he did today, because the other thing I noticed is today
You saw the spin move today? I know you saw the spin move.
But the lane was wide open for him. I mean, the passes that he was getting, those his pick cut passes, I don't know why why they didn't, like, he hasn't been able to bend that wide open for a dunk down the lane.
I feel like part of it was just like the way that like the Raptors schemed against us is they were throwing 2 at KD like the entire time.
Yeah.
And because of that, like it just opened up everything for everybody else. Like you saw, what did KD have? 10 assists today? 11 assists?
11
assists. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and KD was just taking whatever the defense would give him, which credit to KD for that. But that's just part of why the lane's not normally open like this. I didn't really agree with what Toronto was throwing at us, but I mean, whatever.
But that's my question for keeping Clax. I know you guys love him, but my question was, the reason why I asked that is that every year we have that monster turnover of 1-year players, and the highest paid player we gave this offseason was $6 million. And then my question, is that, like, realistically, are the Nets going to invest $10+ million a year on Claxton when you have so many deficiencies?
I mean, I feel like part of it might be like when we hit the draft like when we took Cam and Dayron this past year, we wanted to get that additional first-round pick, right? Yeah. And we didn't trade Clax for that first-round pick. We could have if we wanted to, probably.
Yeah.
I think we could have easily gotten that late first-round pick for Clax, but we traded Shamet instead. So you have to think maybe they're like, okay, like if we trade Shamet, then we can like be okay with paying Claxton when it comes to next offseason.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that. But then again, this brings up the idea of, like, you have 3 damn near $40+ million a year contracts. Yeah. You have Joe Harris about to make $18 million next year, or $19 million, right? Yeah. And you still got, we have Patty for 2 years, right?
Yes, the player option next year.
Yeah. But... And hopefully he takes it. Like, I think he might. Like, I think he loves being here. Like, so say he takes that's another $6 million hit. Like Bruce Brown, probably gone. But everybody else below that is at a 3 point, and then everything is like 2.6 all the way down to the rookie deals. I'm just saying, realistically, how much can we willing to spend? How much can we realistically pay him?
I think, like, really, it just comes down to, is Josiah willing to do it? Like, it's nothing. Like, Marks will do it because, like, it's not his money. Like, we're over the cap anyways, so it doesn't really matter to Marks if he's spending that money. Like, it's all up to Josiah. Like, because that $10 million, if you include like the luxury tax, that's a hefty price. That's a really hefty price to pay. It's like 40 mil.
Yeah, so that's my point. Thank you. See, that is why. Thank you, Leb. You got to where a reason why I was asking. A $10 million a year contract, just by say, if that's what we gave him, you said is turning into a $40 million hit. Like, that's like crazy.
Roughly 40
million. That's so you're paying a dude $50 million. You're roughly paying $50 million a year for Claxton at that point. That's crazy. But I get it. Shout out to
past the trade deadline. It's gonna like say a lot to us. Like, I think if we hang on to him past the trade deadline,
then we'll see what
happens. The
plan
is 100%. Let's keep him. But
and
I think with Claxton, I think he might even take a very small discount to come back here.
Yeah,
I know. Like,
I hope that would be nice. That would
he
be
loves
great.
It in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. No, that would be that would be nice.
His extension, but
I think people got a little nervous because he went and got whole new representation and everything. So he knows, like, Claxton, and this is something that Jay used to talk about too, is like Clax knows he's got to ball out this year if he wants to get a good contract or continue. Like, he knows he needs to do it. But shout out to Sean Bills, Claxton defense at the spot, invaluable, make it work. I hope they do. I'm just being realistic about actually how much we could pay the man a year with the tax hit. Hopefully Clax is willing to take a team-friendly deal if he wants to stay here and the Nets want to keep him. I'm just saying, people have to be realistic going forward. When you have 3 superstars and Joe Harris making as much as he does, the money that goes below is not going to be very high for all the other players we signed, hence why those picks are invaluable that we drafted. And then plus you have to understand how much is Josiah's already going to be in the luxury tax anyways. But how much more is he willing to add on to that to keep certain players we like? And that's just the reality of being the Nets for the next 4 to 5 years. That is a reality. People don't like to hear it, but it is true.
Bro,
let's see.
Stop talking about Ben Simmons, bro.
Oh, that guy's still on the Ben Simmons thing.
He's bigging him up.
Oh God, here we go. What did he say? Ben Claxton is good,
but he's no Ben Simmons. Like
Ben Simmons does everything Claxton does, but like better. Yeah, but also we have to pay Ben Simmons fucking $30 million a year.
Yeah. I would trade Claxton for Ben Simmons.
I would too, but you're not going to get him.
It's not that simple. It's not.
Anyhow, we get Ben Simmons without moving Kyrie, the league is going to investigate us, and that is going to get vetoed. Please put it away. That is going to get vetoed.
Facts.
Like, come on now.
They'll block the fuck out that shit.
But also, like, if you pay Claxton like that $10 million a year, that also opens up the possibility for like in the future, like maybe not next year, but like maybe 2 years down the road, you could package like Joe Harris and Claxton's contracts, and that would be like a $27 million player that you can get in return, and that would be huge for anything that the Nets would do. But
dude, that would be insane. I mean,
not saying anything like that would happen. I'm just saying it keeps options open.
The only time I take Ben Simmons is if we're stuck in a worst case scenario. That is the only way I take Ben Simmons. Right? Like I'm not going to actively go out. What's that?
I said that actually brings me to a question. I asked in the chat, but I don't think you guys saw it. I was asking you, Saint, since you're kind of like in the position where if it comes down to it with Kyrie, you'll trade him, right? Like,
I mean, I will say this. My whole thing of saying, being okay with trading Kyrie is if we know no mandates are changing whatsoever, right? And or if we know Kyrie will never take the vaccine, right?
Yeah.
So
we would have to. Like it's
with those kind of scenarios, it's like Kyrie is as much as I respect like his stance and total right to do it, totally get it, right? Like I can't, I will never judge anybody for I will never judge anybody's like choice they make as far as when it comes to their body, women, medical reasons, whatever, dude. I get it, right? But if you're telling me at the end of the day, like he's not going to get vaccinated, mandates aren't going to change, and he's literally just going to sit there all this season and then potentially all next season and accept his player option and just sit there, and the Nets are still on their we're not changing, like Nash said today, like nothing has changed. If nothing changes, I just don't know how as a organization that you don't look to move on from that. I mean, at the end of the day,
here's my question though, Saint. So yeah, I get that, all that stuff, and I'm not like arguing against it or anything.
No.
I just have a question about that. Yeah. No, it's just if you came to that scenario, who would you want in return for Kyrie? Because you guys were kind of like dismissing KP earlier.
Okay, so
you were kind of dismissing KP earlier.
No. I wasn't. I didn't even hear that part.
I thought
didn't even.
No.
I didn't. No. Well, Porzingis. Do you really want Porzingis?
I'm not saying I do.
When the dude was healthy and he was young, yeah, he was a beast. But the dude has a lot of injury.
I heard he was playing good this year.
So I'm just saying
he's doing good this year.
He's doing good, but he scares me. He scares me because of the injury. Yeah, he just scares me because of injuries.
He's injury prone.
It would be like if you offered me AD, I'd be like, ooh, but it scares me, right? Like, so I'm just trying to like look at like I can't really tell you right this moment like who I would want, because for me it's like, if the Nets got to the point of trading Kyrie, I think Kyrie would have to be on board of where he goes, and I really think the Nets would be willing to move him where he would want to go if both parties were on the same page, like saying, hey, I get it, you guys aren't changing your way, New York's not changing their way, and I'm not getting vaccinated. So, yeah, I know it sucks. I don't want to part ways. But, yeah, I'm willing to go say, well, since somebody said CJ for Kyrie. Well, CJ right now has a collapsed lung, so I'm not really doing that either. But
how do you even get that?
But I don't know.
I'm about to say that's weird.
I don't know. There was some reports about something, but I didn't really read into it. But, I mean, I looked at it this way, depending on where he would want to go, and say he went to Portland, like, straight up. Like, if, say, he wanted to go to Portland and Portland was willing to make a trade, I'd be like, dude, if I'm not getting Dame back for Kyrie, I'm not trading Kyrie
Yeah,
but what you get back,
healthy.
back for him though is really predicated to where I think Kyrie would want to go more than where the Nets would show him, because no team's going to be willing to take Kyrie without Kyrie being on board, right? Yeah. Nobody's going to give up the boat for Kyrie if he's not going to stay there and wants to be there, right?
Yeah,
but if
that makes sense,
and the only flip side to your question, though,
thinking, like, of as a return, if you were
the two thoughts on my thing: if you go to where Kyrie wants to go, then you try to get a top player for top player thing. If the guy is like worth it and he's not like a KP or he's not a Ben Simmons, in my opinion, right? But if Kyrie is not on board and the Nets still look to trade him, then I think you have to be happy with trying to get like a few above average players to strengthen your team. But I mean that asking what you would get for Kyrie is the toughest thing in the world right now, because everybody's saying Kyrie has no trade value, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and it's like you don't know what teams they're saying. Teams have called with showing interest. I wonder who that is. But real quick, shout out to Sean Bills again with a super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Kyrie for Healed, Bagley, and multi-firsts.
The man said Kyrie for PJ Washington and
Brittany. If they throw in Alex Lynn.
If you throw in Alex Lynn,
this motherfucker's stupid, bro.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's the whole Kyrie trade thing is. I mean,
if CJ was healthy, what's wrong with CJ if he's and we couldn't get Dame?
I'm not. I mean, but you'd have to give me a lot more than just CJ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to give me a ton more than CJ. I'm just. It's just that whole thing, like, because I ultimately think the Nets are being as patient as possible, hoping, like, if I'm going to take anything from the Shams report, right, let's just jump on the KD talking to Kyrie and there's optimism that he's coming back. I'm hoping the Nets are being as patient as possible with Kyrie up into the trade deadline to give that man as much time as possible to come around to. Because I really think the Nets are hoping that he gets the vaccine. I really think at the end of the day, that's what the Nets are hoping for.
That's probably the number one hope. Because I know that Joe Tsai, like, as far as like his business stuff goes, I mean, like, he'll lose. Like, I don't want to say he'll lose customers, but he will. Like, it's just that's simply what it is. If he has an unvaccinated player playing for his organization, it's just kind of. You're going to lose some people.
I think they're trying to be as I mean, if you look at every interview anybody's ever given, they either talk patience, space, and how much they want him back, but they don't know how it's going to turn out. And it kind of tells you a little bit, they're not willing to indulge too much information. But at the same time, I think they know the better they kind of stay away from this at the moment and let the man figure what he needs to figure out, that maybe he'll come back. But I don't know, that is the whole Kyrie thing is a conundrum to me, bro. It really is. Like one day I'm totally cool with the whole Kyrie situation the way it is. The next day I'm angry. The next day I get pissed off at him. I'll say foul shit. Like, it's just the reality. Like, I'm an emotional Nets fan. Like, I love the Nets and I want my team to be the best they are.
Mm-hmm.
And we could all agree they're not the best they could be right now. And that sometimes that comes out.
I have another question, and I don't know if you guys know the answer to this.
Ask Julian. Yeah.
Well, yeah, for anyone. Does anyone know if we're able to like sign temporary players, like right now? Like rentals? Yeah. I saw Bobby Marks say something about how we have like.
I thought I saw somebody say Chicago did that.
If so, I think going to our G League affiliate would be a good option.
Yeah, definitely.
I think picking up Zagorowski and Gray.
I mean, just picking up some random dude off the
spell his last name.
Like, huh?
Spell his last
you saw shout out to
I don't know. Spell his last name.
Yeah, aren't you the college guy of the group? You're the smart one. Yusuf Nasser said we are eligible to sign a couple. Hardship, I guess is what he called it.
Little announcement. I took my last final exam today. Let's go.
Shout out, and I had to say shout out to Callaway. What's up with the people in this Ben Simmons obsession? It's a bad trade. Please address this.
Like
somebody said
it's like they just forgot. Bro, it's like they just forgot that this man, all they had to do was send him to the foul line, and they just single-handedly won the series. But they overlap. It's like, oh no, but his defense. Nets need defense. We rank top 10 in defense. Why do we need him? Like, I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. Ben Simmons would be very, very nice to have on this team. I'm just not trading for Kyrie for him.
Yeah,
it's just as simple as that.
But if like remember I said worst case scenario, that's the only way you do it. Worst case scenario. It's like when somebody brought up like say Harden decides he doesn't want to re-sign with the Nets and only wants to go to Philly, right? Because of Morey and all that. And it's like you do a sign and trade. It's like that's the only way you do it. Like that way you get something for nothing, right? Like that's the way I look at it. Like, because I still said, like, I don't have an obsession with it and I don't want him on the team, but I'll look for the positives, the rebounding, the defense. That's it. Right. Like, yes, he can dunk, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to this guy for an open shot. I'm not looking to do it. Like, but I mean,
Claxton is Ben Simmons defensively.
I know. See, but this is Nets Nation. Nets Nation is torn. We did that our last stream. We did the poll. And it was damn near close to 50-50. Some people are like, Kyrie isn't playing. Ben can play at least. Trade him. Then somebody's like, Kai's staying. Like, I just, it's going to be a very interesting December, the rest of December, January, up into the trade deadline is going to be very telling what happens going forward with Kyrie. It is. And I don't like it because it's just going to be I mean, think about how many stories you are going to hear between now and the trade deadline of either Kyrie's coming back, Kyrie's going to play away games, Kyrie's going to get traded, Kyrie's just going to sit out the whole year, Kyrie's never, he's going to, I mean, all the same narratives are going to get run over and over and over again. And I wonder if at the end of the day, does anything really change?
It sucks, bro, because now with like how everybody's struggling this season, like it sucks, bro, because like I really think Kyrie is like the best shooting guard, and I think he's probably overall like the best scoring point guard. So it's like it's like damn, bro, like just to you just can't replace that, bro.
I know we're in a Nets. I know you're a Kyrie guy.
Yeah.
But best scoring point guard?
Luka?
Who you saying is
over Steph?
Ooh.
Come on.
Well, right now. I mean, because if you look at how he was playing last year,
right now. I'll give you right.
Yeah, like if you look at how they were both playing this time last year, like Kyrie is just better everywhere. Like field.
I mean, okay. I feel like if you put Steph like on the Nets though.
Kyrie
Steph on the Nets is insane. I'm sorry.
Can you imagine that?
Oh my God.
Kyrie's causing climate change. Somebody said.
You got James Harden and Steph Curry.
Wait, are you posting the whole comment? Because you said, "Sorry, man, I've been a bit inaccurate." Here's the whole tweet. I don't see it.
But I think Kyrie's a better scorer all around.
Yeah, all around is what I'm saying. I think he's all around more versatile and he's more efficient as of right now, like all around.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But you could say Steph is the best scorer. That's not crazy. I mean, he's a 3-point guy. So.
Speaking of Kyrie, Curry, like people are, because the big argument is like another, like, where is the MVP ranked? And they had KD down again, and people were like losing their minds. And it's like, dude, at the end of the day, when it comes down to Curry, he's the pop, like he's a great guy and he's having a great year. Cannot deny that, right? I don't even want to get into that debate. But he is like the popcorn player that like the league, the shows, like he's just made for TV. Like he does flashy crap all the time. He's hitting the most ridiculous shots you've ever seen. You're like, how the hell did he do that? Like he just has a wow factor to it that people are more like, they're just exactly ESPN blows.
It's more his game.
Yeah,
more
it
like,
just
the more casual audience likes that deep threes. That's
and even if his numbers are less than KD's,
I like watching the deep threes. Yeah, it's fun to watch.
I like it too, but his it just appeals to the masses more than like some like
Yeah.
people don't really understand. Like,
so he's getting the wow factor vote is what's going on. It's like even if the numbers are
he
legit,
just broke the record too. Yeah, he just broke
I'm just saying, like at the end of the day, it's like if he continues to have the same season, and depending on whether, like, say we win it over them, maybe that changes it. But if he continues having the season he is, and they go into the finals, like, forget about it. I'll just say it right now: Steph Curry will be the MVP.
Yeah, but but look at it this way: he's inefficient over these past couple games. Even in this game when he broke the record, he was 5 of 14 from 3.
I agree. I think KD should be more like he should be above him right now. But at the end of the day, though, I'm just saying, like, you look at the votes that when they keep doing these things, and look at how far his votes are in front of everybody, and that just shows you like they don't care about the efficiency. That's my point. Like, they don't care about he's efficient. They don't care that he's.
Right. I think we all kind of agree that like KD absolutely deserves it.
Of course,
but it's just a fact of ESPN and Bleacher Report and all that stuff. Like they just all want to push Curry because like that's their guy. They all want to paint out KD to be a villain first off for leaving OKC and joining Golden State.
Yep.
So they already try to paint him out to be a villain for that, and then they also try to like make this narrative of he's on a super team. Like we had 8 players tonight.
Last year.
What kind of super team is this?
Yeah, you saw, and you saw what the league did with Giannis last year. Dude could do no wrong. They literally changed their free throw timing and told the Nets to stop doing the clock because, you know what I mean? Like, remember when we were doing the clock against you? Oh, no, you can't do that. Yeah. Well, so you're basically saying you're not willing to enforce your rule, but you're mad at us for showing that it's taking him 15, 16 seconds to.
Right. It's just so narrow. The MVP, I'm like for the latter half of the decade, like it's been just so narrative driven. It's not even what the basis of the actual award is. The most valuable player, not the most flashy player.
That's exactly.
I know, but that's my point.
Yeah, Callaway. Like, do you know how valuable KD was tonight? The dude was playing with 7 other guys. 11 assists, 13 rebounds, played 48 minutes.
What about the whole season?
But that's my point. Like, I agree with Callaway here. Dropped 51, damn near 50, triple double, and then tonight it's like. But that's my point. Like, we all see that and agree that KD. I'm like with you guys. I'm just saying you look at how they're just straight blowing Steph up, and like the league. It's like you can tell who the league wants to win the MVP. Like you can tell who. Like news networks, writers, like ESPN, like you can tell who the league wants to be their face for the year. Right now, it is it's Curry. And after he broke the record, it's like that sells for them. They're going to run with that narrative, even when KD's doing what he's doing over here.
Like honestly,
I mean, KD's literally, and KD has been able to give you 10 rebounds and 6 or 7 assists, right?
Well,
like it's not even
really
back
in his OKC days. He was always a do-it-all guy.
Who's better? And
Jay
like, KD should have like 2 or 3 MVPs already. Like,
and I mean, Jay, I agree with this. KD coming off an Achilles injury. Yeah, you could have used that narrative last year too.
Exactly.
I mean, and they didn't. I mean,
he missed a lot of games last year, so it made sense.
Yeah, he
did
miss
still, a lot of games. Still, though, I mean, the dude got no love from people.
I think KD right now is kind of like in the same boat that like Jokic was in last year, where Jokic wouldn't have got that MVP last year if it weren't for like other guys going down with injuries.
Right.
Like there were plenty of other guys that the media was trying to push out ahead of Jokic, and Jokic was having an incredible season all year, but like nobody wants to give it to the Serbian dude who's playing in Denver. Like, who wants to give an MVP to that guy? Like, honestly,
there's no marketing in that.
Yeah, to the center, the 7-foot set. Like, nobody's trying to. No one's buying their MVP shirts. Like,
like
Joanne. I'm sorry. Yeah, go on.
But and look at it this way, and people who genuinely deserve it on some of these years don't even get it. Look at this. After the year Russell Westbrook won his, he averaged a triple-double again. Like, I don't think it's how hard that is. He averaged a triple-double back-to-back seasons and only won an MVP in one of them. So basically just the media decides what's an MVP or not. Like,
don't even get the hard started on.
But quickly, look how quick the narrative thing, because Curry did have a 50-point game double-double in the beginning of the season, right? KD comes along, and beats him, right? 51, whatever. Like, and Jay Breezy's like 100% correct. Talking about Steph right now brings in more views. Then he breaks the record. And it's like, you don't even, like, they don't even care that KD just came in with a 51-point game of the season. Yeah, they had one little thing about it, but then it's back to Curry. It just, and Curry was chasing down a record. It's just, unfortunately, narratives are going to get pushed. But if y'all got any other questions, go ahead and shout out to them. We are kind of at that Nets After Dark stage where anything can happen in chat and you can say anything you want. We're starting to dwindle down here. If you got anything else you want to talk about, just put it in.
We need to start doing a segment like whenever AJ
shout out to
Oh yeah, where okay, yeah. In chat, well, let's what's AJ doing? that's our new segment. What could AJ be doing right now? Like in the chat, start putting out what's AJ doing.
Yeah.
For real though, shout out to Curry for breaking the record though, bro. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to see him and Ray Allen and Reggie there too. That was fun.
Yeah. And shout out to the Knicks fans for letting MSG turn into Chase Center.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that, dude.
All that smack about Barclays, yet there was so many fans in Madison Square Garden.
Let me show you the most W fucking tweet, bro. Let me show you this because I had to like repost it, dude. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen for this. Right, so apparently that first quarter, like the Garden was like Curry's Garden. It wasn't the Knicks Garden. Like people were going nuts, far worse and louder than they were at Nets at the Clays. Right after the game, your Knicks, who's the number one Knicks fan?
Oh, are you talking about
Spike Lee? Oh, I know. I just saw it.
Check that man out, bro. Like, and I tweeted, hey, Knicks fans, come get your man, dude. Look at that man. Like, I mean, if I was a Knicks fan, like, if this were reversed and I was a Knicks fan, I'd be so hot right now, just talking shit. Like, yo, look at him, bro.
I mean, maybe he's a Steph fan.
It's like he's filming a movie, bro. Straight up. Like I'll get. That's like something.
Actually, would you
look at how he's posing? Look at how he's posing. No, look at him. Bro. Look at
it here. Let me zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom.
He looked like he really like fascinated type shit.
Like,
let me see.
You know how old he is? I'm surprised his back, his body can position like that without like breaking something.
Let me see if I can zoom in on.
You know something, crap.
He definitely like blew his knee out doing that.
Bro, why are you zooming in on our DM saying what the fuck?
Oh, is our DM up? Can you see his eyes in that photo? Like, can you see that?
I can't really see.
Dude, his eyes are like bugged out of his head. Like
the man I saw the photo earlier. Though.
Yeah, the man is straight making a movie with his iPhone right now. Like, he can't even believe it.
Like, can you imagine if like Mr. Whammy did that shit, like for the Nets? Bro, Ian Eagle was violating that man today, like during the game. I was like, why you gotta do this to Mr. Whammy? Like, there ain't no reason.
What was he saying?
Bro, like they were shooting free throws on the other end of the court, and Ian Eagle was like, why are you doing that? Like, he can't even see you. You on the opposite end of the court. Why are you hitting him with the Whammy? I was like, bro, like let Whammy do his thing.
Don't do Whammy like that. Don't do Mr. Whammy like that.
Yeah, no, shout out to Mr. Whammy. I love Mr. Whammy. That dude, OG, still like survived the COVID. He's in there with his wife. Like Mr. Whammy reminds me of like my grandparents. My grandparents lived to them near 95, right? And they were just like that couple. You get like you just don't see that like that age of like staying together for over 60, 70 years together and people lasting. Like you got to respect it. Dude loves the Nets.
Not know who Mr. Whammy is? There ain't no way.
There's no way. Mr. Whammy? What? You don't know who you better know who he is. If you don't know, that's a Nets legend right there, bro. Say Stephen A. Smith jumped off the Knicks bandwagon. Salty because Steph broke the record in the Garden as a Warrior instead of a Knick because they missed out on Steph in the draft. Yo, Stephen A. Smith's gonna choose a different team. Watch, bro. Yeah, dude, the Knicks have had. We tried to tell Knicks fans, right? Like. They were so hyped. They thought they were like they got all the right people. Bro, they thought it worked,
so much
and they've just had
at the beginning of this year.
Exactly.
They started off like with like 5 and 2 or something, like something really small like that.
They did the same thing last year, and it bit them in the butt. Like
bit him in the butt.
Can't even.
You missed your window to get rid of Randall for max stuff, and you just keep
get him
missing.
some help.
Yeah.
Or get him some help. There's no way you think Randall being the one option is going to help you guys. Hell no.
You straight signed Kemba Walker to a 2-year deal, and then now you're like, yeah, we don't want him anymore.
Yeah, more likely to buy him out now since he's not even playing for you guys.
Yep, that's rough.
I feel so bad for Kemba, for real. Like, this man's career has fallen off so quickly.
Well, he chose to go to the Knicks.
I mean, like, the Hornets didn't give him a contract, and like that's when he left and went to Boston, and then Boston, shit always falls apart in Boston.
Right.
Like, recently, it's been
always Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie.
That's why I said recently. Recently, it's been yeah. And with Kyrie, it did fall apart. Like, I mean, like at the end.
Kemba.
Now Kemba.
I'm telling you, that shit cursed, bro. That team is cursed. After what they did to Isaiah, that shit cursed, bro.
Man, that's why Kyrie had to stomp on their logo.
All right, y'all. Let's see here. Anything else you guys want to bring up? Questions, Chubbs, Julian, Leb, chat? You guys got anything you want to?
Well, I guess before we skedaddle, like for this week, this will be.
You said skedaddle.
Both skedaddle out of here. For this week, this will be my last stream. I do have finals for the next 2 days.
Oh wow!
So like, starting today and
for
tomorrow,
the week, okay,
possibly Friday too. So probably be back by.
Who do you want us to sub in for you? Do you want Leb to come in for you?
Yeah.
Wait, Leb will be your stand-in. He'll be your rookie.
When's our next game?
Essentially, if you really look at it, I'm going into protocol. If you really want to look at it,
I'm going into protocol.
I swear, every team that like I fuck with, they're all going into protocol right now. Like the Nets are in protocol. I'm a Browns fan too. We have hella people in protocol right now.
You a Browns
fan? I am. The team I coach, half of our team is in protocol. So it's ridiculous.
So the next game is on the 16th, which is Thursday against Philly. Yeah. We'll be here.
Oh yeah, for that.
All right. Oh, I do have something funny to bring up. This is going to be I forgot to bring this up later. I wish I did when there was like 300 people in here because the shit was funny as hell. But this is what's going to be on the Christmas Day game with the Lakers. Is actually going to be the South Bay Lakers versus the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's pretty much going to be that. Like, that's going to be our Christmas Day game. God willing, people are back by then. I also wanted to show this amazing photo of this man right here. Look at that, dude.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. I wish. See, I'm kind of bummed though. I feel bad for Cam a little bit tonight, dude, because like all these other dudes were cooking up, and it was like he just like you didn't even think about Cam. Like that's how good these guys were tonight. That you didn't even really. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, what was amazing is how well everybody played. That it didn't even register you that Cam didn't have a good night. Like you were just still blown away by the rest of the rookies, which I thought was awesome.
I think Cam should be happy that it went like the way it did. Because if he had that shitty of a night and then we lost, we'd be on his head about it in here.
Yeah, we'd be on his helmet.
Is Cam for real? Like,
we'd be on his helmet.
Should we start playing Cam or Kessler Edwards over Cam? But we're not really having those conversations yet.
Yeah,
not yet at least.
I'll give it to. I mean, listen, Cam is allowed to. I don't have like game expectations with him from game to game. Like what he's capable of, but I still believe he's going to have those inconsistent games where just the shot's not falling for whatever reason, And I just think he's figuring it out, and he'll figure out how to be more consistent as time goes on.
Yeah,
and
Day'Ron looked incredible other than that third quarter. But
yeah, I just think he got tired, and they were just exposing him. He was too slow for that moment. But it'll be interesting to see if he can.
It's his first
but I will say this:
first real game.
Yeah, his first real game. But his footwork improved drastically since the first time I saw him.
For sure.
If there was only one like thing when I first saw him play in the summer league, and a couple like garbage minute games for us this year, was his footwork didn't look as fluid, but tonight because it looked like there was times like he would cross his feet up in summer league or even in the beginning, and just his ability to move around, hence getting that block. They're whatever the staff is doing with these rookies down in South, like with the Long Island Nets, and then bringing them up here and practicing with us, like.
Yo, our G League coach is finna.
It's working, dude.
Next year.
It has to. I mean, they're doing great.
Hopefully, we see the other guys come up next year, possibly, or even this year, depending on if we want to rest guys.
Yeah,
because COVID's wilding out. There's a good chance it could happen again this year. I really
hope it doesn't.
I hope it doesn't, but
I'm with you, Chubbs. I really feel like it's scary.
Yeah, it is.
And every day it just gets so much worse.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're at that moment.
Yeah.
And the chat's not really giving us anything new to talk about, and I can't really think of anything. Trying to think, was there anything else I downloaded that I wanted to share that was kind of funny? But now, I got to rate. Like, how do you rate my Kyrie? What's Kyrie doing? How was today's? segment?
Yeah, I was gonna say. You stole
Did you like that, bro?
You stole that shit from Netcast, bro.
What?
The first part.
This part?
Yeah, the text.
Oh, I don't care. I use anything.
Hey.
I didn't know it was from then. But
Yeah,
you're on the show, so it works.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
No, I had no idea. I just saw that, fucking screenshotted it, and I'm like, it put it like into my story. I'm like, I'm gonna use this in my story somehow tonight. Like, I did not make this. Okay, did not make it. But. Yeah. Rage, I got to give a shout out to Rage though, dude. These things are money. Like Rage's ability to create, like, I'll give him a picture, or like Chubbs will come up with an idea, I'll come up with an idea, and then he makes them happen. Is just, it's beautiful.
For real though, I saw a lot of the chat like complaining about what's Kyrie doing today.
I don't care. I mean, dude, that's
he said,
listen,
I don't care.
I don't care. There's a lot of
it's hilarious. People
dude, they're listen, I've told people a million times.
So I'm like, bro,
you can then I mean, sorry, but for me, there's a lot of people that like. I can do a poll next thing too if people actually like it, and then who don't like it, and I can go there. If the majority of people don't like it, I'll stop doing it. But for me, that's how I deal with the emotions. I deal with shit comedic wise. That's how I handle it. And if I hear my co-host laughing and they're telling me not to, if my co-host, not one of these guys has said,
I think it's like stupid funny. Like,
yes, exactly. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Like, it's so simple and like so stupid, but like you just get a little laugh.
Like, well, Aaron Brahim, you're just, I mean, you're a bah humbug.
I think he's playing.
Yeah, no, he's not. He don't like it. Yeah. Oh, dude, if this were so true right now, Rodney S., if this were true, I'm gonna go on there right now just because I know you trolling. But like, if this were true, I'd have to get AJ back on the stream, but it ain't happening.
Yeah, there's no way.
Dude, imagine if that were true, right? Like, as soon as we get off.
But I'm not gonna lie. Like, as soon as I saw him comment that, I looked up.
Kyrie. Did your heart flutter?
I looked up Kyrie on Twitter just to be sure.
I know you did. Thank you, Callaway. Kyrie doing is literally one of my favorite parts. Is thank you. It is mine too. Because listen,
for real though, what is everyone's favorite part of the stream? Like, just in general.
The whole stream.
Yeah.
I think if I met Kyrie really one day, he probably wouldn't talk to me.
Nah.
I think it's just kind of chilling. Like,
what part? What's your favorite part, Leb?
I don't know. I feel like most of the stream is just like kind of chilling, taking questions. That's what I like most. Is just like seeing like what the chat's saying and like, you know, talking to them.
What about you, Julian? What's your favorite part?
I like the part when we do the questions too.
Yeah,
because that should be funny. People be saying stupid shit.
That's what I like so much more about, like, and I know you're saying you've been in like Twitter Spaces. That's why I like so much more about like YouTube is that like people can like comment and chat like all kinds of stuff. Where like on Spaces, you're just talking to the people that are on the panel.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Everybody else is kind of. Yeah.
But we were talking, me and AJ were talking about it earlier in the day, just like why we love the show and why we think the show is getting better and has gotten more successful over time. And it's like we love interacting, like obviously talking with people, bringing up guests, trying to actually get like legit reporters, stuff to give different views on things. But like the crux of what we do and love is like interacting with the chat, right? Like at the end of the day, not every one of us is going to agree on a subject. I just hope we're all Nets fans, and it's like you don't have to like. And that's the thing. Like some of the stuff that I've seen in the chat has been some of the funniest crap I've ever read in my life. Like,
yeah.
And it could be a good thing. It just people come out with.
I watched your like. Sorry to cut you off, by the way.
That's all right. No.
Your like Scoopy
interview. You like that?
You did, and someone in the chat said that AJ looked like Jeff Green 2.0, and I
mean, AJ looked like Freddie Gibbs.
He does.
Freddie Gibbs.
He looked like AJ. He literally looks like Freddie Gibbs. That's literally.
No, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, guy, I know people get on here and they get mad in the chat sometimes, and it's like, listen. At the end of the day, it's like we're just trying to give you our opinion. We're trying to build the show. We're trying to talk about the Nets. Like, I love the fact that I live in California, and I went from being the only Brooklyn Nets fan that I know in California to now knowing after every game, I can sit on here with 5, 6, 7 people. And then like tonight, we had 300 people in here. And I'm actually like enjoying talking basketball with 300 other Nets fans. And that's amazing. And the first time I get to go back to Brooklyn and actually go to a game this year, like I'm literally going to walk into the Clays and I'm going to know between Twitter and this, I'm going to know so many people in that like stadium that I'm going to meet for the first time just because of the show and Twitter. And it's like, at the end of the day, we just want you guys to be entertained, whether you like our takes on stuff. You know, there's people that agree with me, agree with Chubbs, agree with Julian, agree with Leb. I mean, it's like one guy's your favorite player, the other guy's not. Like I could be okay with trading one guy and Chubbs is like, oh, hell no, we're not getting rid of him. But it is at the end of the day, it's all for fun, man. And it's all for the love of the Nets. You know, I enjoy every aspect of this thing. This shit is fun. And I know whether you like what Kyrie's doing or not, get over it. You're sensitive. Take a joke. That's the way I look at it.
And I know, I know, like as soon as like I started, like the first time I watched you guys stream, I was like, bro, like why haven't I started doing this like forever ago? like because I had like heard about like Nets Kingdom before, and like I just never like tuned in to like watch it or anything. So I was like, oh, it's on YouTube. I don't really watch YouTube streams personally, but like this is like the only one I like come over to tune into because like I don't know. I just fuck with everyone.
I appreciate that because without indulging any like who and what and information, like I talked with somebody today and they kind of, it's like, because when you do this type of stuff and like AJ, just imagine like where AJ started this in front of a laptop by himself and then slowly starts bringing people up on Discord. And then like me and Chubbs come in, Rage is in, like Julie, and it's just like, to see where like AJ started it from till now, and then to hear other people that are very successful at very similar things that we're doing, and they're telling you, no, like keep doing what you're doing. Yes, there is lulls in it. Yes, there's this. Like it's a huge boost to like what you're doing. You're enjoying. B, you're making friends. Other people are enjoying it. The fact that 300 people are willing, or even right now, 170 people on my screen, at least for me, is 10 o'clock, but back east, it's 3 hours later. The fact that 170 people are chilling, like listening to us or me babble or just even communicating in the chat, to me is freaking awesome, right? Like, I mean, that shit's awesome. Whether
and especially like all the like I can't even think of the word, like is it admin, like what is the the word for like the people who get like the special powers in the comments?
The admins, like Isaac's in here, like a lot of these dudes have been here since like almost day one, right? And they just keep actually, Age, to talk about this, I did talk about, because there are going to be some changes coming to the channel, some format changes. We changed up how we're doing like special guests, like with Scoop, because we didn't want the guests to be drowned out by all of us on the panel. Like, we're trying to make things that improve the thing, and there will be some other ones, but I even brought this up to AJ. I'm like, AJ, maybe come back on and start doing your solo thing for a minute and bring everybody up. Like, we're just looking to do, you know, things that people like, you know, and we even talked about putting out, we'll do it on the next stream when there's a lot of people in here, but like putting out like, hey, what would you like to see in the channel? How was there other segments you would like to see, things that for us to do differently, like, because we like
that's a good thing.
Yeah. Like, because listen, we want Nets fans to enjoy this channel as much as we do. And it also would be cool. Like, that's what was what's the word? The thing that was said tonight or earlier in the day about this channel was that the interaction with the chat and how the chat interacts with us. It's like they said that you really become part of it. And that's what's cool. Oh, shout out to Joey D. That's cool, man.
It's really the transparency of it all. That's really it. You can look at, say, what Next Fan TV, what's another NBA team chat, Laker Nation. They don't have that transparency that I think we have.
You talk about like with the chat and that kind of stuff. Is that
like we would literally just go through the chat and just say, "Hey, Chris Paulson, I'll send you a link. Come up and chat." Like, I don't think a lot of people are doing that.
A lot of people are doing that now. Like, I know there's a couple, but AJ definitely, I can tell you, I can name off a few that I won't, that definitely were influenced by AJ doing what he did, but we'll just leave it at that. But
yeah,
I know some people that have been influenced by it. But...
Oh yeah. Yeah, we don't need to get into it, but yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's like, usually it's like other channels, they'll have planned guests. Let us say, okay, we'll do you, and we'll just plan it out from there. We'll literally just like in the middle of the stream and just say, hey, you come up and give your opinion on the game.
Rami spells. There's another Nets channel. Yo, I'm out. You'll be back.
Yeah, you'll be back. No, yeah,
like for real, like I've hopped on like I won't say like what channel it is, but like I hopped on like one show one time, and like the dude was like, "Yeah, so we're gonna do this, and that." This and this. Like, have you watched Nets Kingdom before? Yeah, we just do like pretty much exactly what they do. I was like, oh shit.
They really said that.
Yo,
that's funny, dude.
They said that like word for word. That's exactly what they said. I won't say who it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we didn't do this. Shout out to Isaac for dropping the Discord link. If you're not on our Discord, join if you want to join. I'm just gonna forewarn you right now. It is definitely a crazy forum. We try to keep it like controlled in the main channel. We've made all kinds of tabs in there for different subjects. If you want to act like a fool, you want to troll, you want to talk other stuff, but generally, like, we try to get rid of the people that disrupt the Discord and just don't keep the vibe going in there. We try to keep the same vibe that's in on this chat that's in there, but it does go a little overboard. So, but if you're not on it, just check in, man. It's fun. As long as you don't come in, just start going at people for different opinions. And if you disagree, if you don't, I guess the best way to say is, if you haven't figured out how to have a disagreement without calling somebody like a piece of shit or F you or this or that, like, you're going to have a rough time, right? Like, just come in there. Yeah, it's cool. Everybody, the whole panel here, we've all disagreed on something, but at the end of the day, like, we got mad respect. We have different takes. Like, me and AJ were arguing the whole game about who's going to be better, Clax or Sharp, right? Or who's the starter coming up. Like, it's just fun. So go ahead and join the Discord. Just scroll up in the chat. I don't know if he pinned it, but it's up there. We're going to get out of here. So real quick, Lev, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Clax the future.
Clax the future. Well, let's see if we pay him.
I hope.
That's going to, I will say this. There are a lot of interesting narratives that are going to be told before the Nets year is done. And that is crazy to even think about it, that we're 20-8 with all that we've gone through, the 11th or 10th different starting lineup yet again this season. And the news for the Nets is going to be crazy all the way till the end. So
I don't even want to start imagining like what the debates are going to be like at the end of the year when it comes down to who's going to be in our 8-man playoff rotation, like that kind of thing.
Or even let's just talk
now
about,
we have like a bunch of guys that very well could be in it. Where last year it was kind of like, do we put Shaman in it? Do we put Bruce Brown in it?
Shaman in it? Jesus Christ.
Like that kind of thing.
But think about that, dude. That's like even down the line. You still got to get to the trade deadline, bro. Like you still got to get through Christmas. We still got the Laker game. We still got
the buyout.
Like, dude. Like there is so much stuff in front of that is still like this Nets season is going to be far from like unexciting, right? Like it is just going to be.
And like I saw a lot of people like on my timeline or whatever earlier today that they were like, man, like why should I even watch the game? Like all these people are out. I'm like, man, that's like, I'm more excited about this game than like a regular Nets game. Like I want to see all these rookies play. I want to see Kessler Edwards. I want to see Dayron. I want to see David Duke Jr. get like extended run. See Cam Thomas. I thought he would have done better than he did today, sadly, but I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully he'll do better on Thursday. That's when our next game is, I think. Against is it Philly?
Philly is our next game, the 16th. I guess that is Thursday, correct?
Yeah. That's gonna
be Callaway said Saints featured KD. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's accurate.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, okay. What's the subscriber count we have?
We're sitting at 7.3.
Okay, at 7.4, you're gonna get a wave review.
Nice.
Hey, Shelby, you seen that video I sent you?
Bro, I watched and stuff. Like, yeah, no.
Wait a minute. Hey, you guys want to hang on 5 minutes for Jay from Brooklyn?
Sure.
You want to do that? Jay might be dropping some nuggets. Let me see if AJ wants to come on.
You gotta go?
No.
Oh, okay. No. That's cool. We can wait for
yeah, if you haven't heard Jay from Brooklyn, I suggest you hang around.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's hang around for 5 minutes. Let's just table that. I'm gonna hit up AJ, see if he comes back on.
About to fuck around and throw on the face cam for the one time.
Yeah, dude, there he is.
Yeah, I had it off because I was fucking grubbing when I first got on. So I was like, man, I'm not gonna have the shit on while I'm grubbing. But
I'm interested to see what kind of things he talked about tonight and if he dropped like any little nuggets.
Probably.
Because I always miss that with the
especially with all those yeah, I know. I feel the same way. With the health and safety protocols shit. Like
I meant exactly. This will be good, and probably it'll get some replay. But I mean that's the thing. Like, I love hopping in the spaces, but it's cool that like Brandon, like if I click on, he'll like pull me up real quick. Let me say something like, "Yo, I'm excited." Woo! Later, and I go, I gotta go. I appreciate that. Like Brandon and Jay, I love their spaces that they do.
Yeah.
It's just definitely funny with some of the dudes in there that just run with shit. It's hilarious.
In the spaces. Oh,
yeah.
And what's even funnier is like the people that like come out of those spaces and like try to act like they're like a source for information. And they literally just take everything that yes sir, beard reveal. They just take everything that Jay says and just like oh, what's his name? Is it Dubs Nets? Is his at? Oh, it used to be Clippers Nets. It used to be Clippers Nets. I don't know what he changed.
Dude, I do have something funny to say. I posted it on. Let me see if I can find it because I did.
Yo, sorry, I'm 21.
I did find.
Everyone thinks I'm way older than I am, but
it's the beard, bro.
It is the beard. Like if I shaved the beard off, people would be like, "Oh shit."
Okay, so let me see. Did I send it? No. I mean, let me see if I can send this while we're waiting for Jay to pop on. I took a picture. This shit is funny, yo. I think I saved it on. Oh man, I think I have it in my phone. I bought this. I bought this record, right? Like I'm really into. I bought like a new record player, so I've been digging into like.
I think I know.
Yeah, right. Like so, I'm just like I'm really into records, but I'm really into like the Two Fire. Okay, so I went on like a shout, like I watched the Wu-Tang show, right? And like, so I went on. What's that?
I'm just reading the chat. They're being stupid right now.
Oh.
It says, "Sup, Beardy, Hard, and Lev. Yo, Lev, you someone father. You ain't 21."
That's so I went and like after I watched that Wu-Tang thing, right? Like I started like when I got my record player, I started getting to like I like jazz, I like other shit, like some like old like funk, like Afro funk, different things. And then all of a sudden I found like these bands that were like, they were called like the Shout, like Shaolin something. But then I found the records of all the songs that like RZA used to make his tracks. It was like these 2-volume sets of like all the old school R&B songs that he chose to use. And then one of the records I got, okay, did I send that right? Because I don't want to. Okay. I just better not stop talking. I better say, you guys figure something out. I'm
just reading the chat being stupid.
Yeah, I was reading the chat.
It said Lev Beer got him looking like an old James Harden.
Right?
Old James Harden.
Oh, what the hell is this?
Okay, here we go. I'm going to get this shit in here because this shit is funny, dude.
Lev is giving get off my lawn vibes.
Get off my lawn!
Yo, that's hilarious. That shit is hilarious.
I hope I send it to the right thing. God, hurry up. AJ came back on. Okay, look, I sent AJ. Well, I sent AJ a message saying, "Yo, Jay's gonna pop on in like 5 minutes."
That's Cat Palmier. You say he's got a better beard than me? That's Big Cap. Yo, I need Chubbs to start putting on the caps. I need to grab some caps of my own.
Let me see.
I
if I
bought a new hat. I got more caps on the way. I got more caps on the way.
I'm gonna send this picture to Rage. I don't care if I did take it. I don't care if he gets it, but I'm gonna send it to him. Then
Yo,
I'm
AJ,
going
what you doing?
My bad, y'all. I was on the phone.
That's all good, man. We've been having fun here talking, and then I hit Jay up, and I was like, before I got off, I'm like, "Yo, I need the goods, Jay," and he's like, "I'll be on in 5 minutes." I was like,
"Oh, Jay's coming." Oh,
yeah, that's why I hit you up, like, because I'm like, I didn't think he was gonna get on. I think he was just gonna. I thought maybe like dude would just give me. Oh, okay, I did save it. Yo, check this photo out, dude. This shit is funny right here, bro. I think this is one of the funniest things. I bought this record. I gotta download it now.
Oh, yeah, picture.
Yeah,
I was gonna tell you we gotta put that on a t-shirt. We gotta find out how to put that on a t-shirt.
I'm gonna figure out a way how to do something.
Put that on the merch.
I bought this record by this guy named Henry Franklin. It's like a jazz label.
Why you looking at us like that though?
Like, tell me that's not James Harden, bro.
Yo, he looked like Harden though.
Oh, that's literally his father.
Oh, you should have.
That's Harden. I told you put that on a t-shirt. We should put that on a t-shirt.
Just cut the guy's face out.
Cut his face out. Put it on a t-shirt.
We gotta ask for copyright somehow. That would be fire merch for James.
I mean, he literally is giving you the James Harden look. He's got the James Harden beard, and if you figured James Harden would wear a hat and shit, like that's what he would look like, dude. Like straight up. That is.
What would the t-shirt say though?
It's a darker picture too. Like you can't really like. It's harder to like get like
Henry Harden. Age said Henry Harden.
Like, Henry Harden, right?
No, that literally looks like his father. That's crazy.
That's his dad, right?
It's James Harden Senior. James Harden Senior.
Yeah, that's what his name would be. James Harden Senior. There it is, right there.
Abe Harden.
Abe Harden. Yo, it is late. This is really Nets After Dark.
It is, dude.
I came back in here. I wasn't expecting 140 people to be here.
Yeah, we fell off, but we got a little funny. We were talking about like what's AJ doing. That didn't go too well.
Being a fucking
we were talking
with this girl, and then I'm
on the phone.
And while she's talking,
I was just gonna say that I'm like that boy on the phone caking.
Yeah, I was on the phone with this girl, and like I'm listening because you know how girls be talking so much, like you're just like, oh. Yeah. So I put her literally while she was like talking. I'm listening to this. That's when I think y'all were talking about.
KD. I saw you in the chat say something about.
Yeah, y'all talking about Curry. I was like, oh, you're talking about Curry and stuff. So
we were trying to get people to understand that. Listen, dude, Curry right now is just the hot. He's the hot shit right now. Even if KD has better numbers, right, or anything like that, it's the NBA, everybody's going to be hyping Curry right now. And that's just the reality. And it's probably going to be like that the whole season. Oh, here we go. There he is.
Jay.
Hey.
Janitor from BK.
Jay Stradamus.
Wait,
Jay Stradamus is in the.
We were going to shut it down, but then I'm like, bro, I cannot wait. I have to know if Jay dropped any nuggets. Like, what did he say? I gotta know some of the backstories to some of the stuff that happened to this a very eventful day.
Jay,
like
I've been watching Twitter, Jay, and
Jay,
it's like
I gotta tell you one thing. I was talking to Leb, right? This was like maybe 3 weeks ago, right? And we was all talking, and he was like, "Is Jay really a janitor? Because why does he know so much?" He was like, "Why does
No.
He was like, "Why does he know so much?"
Nah, I said someone told me that, and I was like, "Hold up, like,
bro." Like you don't understand. Like y'all don't understand how I be on Twitter. I wake up in the morning, I look on my timeline, and I see Jay tweet, and I'm like, And then later in the day, it happens, and I'm like, nah, bro. Like Jay's like early in the morning, we're gonna see who's gonna in the protocols, and literally like 2 hours later, it's like Shams. This guy's in protocol. I'm like, oh my god.
Jay, did you see my tweet about how I put about how Jay's feeling about now with all the knowledge he's dropping?
Nah.
Here, I'll share it on the screen for you before we let you like cook up. But I kind of like I saw this and I'm just like, this is like, I'm sorry, but like the amount of shit that you've been saying to people is here. I'm gonna share it right now. I think I put it on too late, but
somebody's got a goat from BK. Shout out Nicholas Reed.
right about now, I believe this is how Jay from Brooklyn feels about all the knowledge.
Oh, thanks, yo. Jay's been on a streak.
It's just the flick of the finger, like
he's been on a streak, bro.
They on a kill.
If y'all watching this right now, like I said, Jay's been on a streak, so we gotta tap in.
Yeah.
If you're not tapped in with Jay.
If you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter just for the Nets. And one of your first people you should follow is Jay from BK. You will see some of the funniest.
Look at how he wiped the wine off his lip.
Thank you. And you can hear Eddie right now going.
And he flexed on. He be flexing on Brooklyn Beat. Jay be flexing on Brooklyn Beat every day. Like that's why I fuck with Jay, yo. He be flexing.
Jay be flexing on everyone.
Jay got a lot of smoke for some of y'all so-called reporters. He got a lot of smoke for y'all.
Yeah.
I told the chat earlier. I was like, yo, I trust Jay more on Nets News more than Shams sometimes, bro.
Isaac said Jay for BK is Juice Kid on Discord.
No.
Nah, you know what's funny?
Dude, that's almost could be true, bro. Almost.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Juice Kid, I think last week or like 3 days ago, posted the return is coming and then didn't say nothing for the next 3 days.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He tagged everyone and they were like, yo, what do you mean? What do you mean? Didn't respond to nobody else. He ain't talking nothing.
Juice Kids are
he said he really related to Kyrie. Like he's
Juice Kid said he has like Kyrie's his family, like somehow. I'm like,
no, you remember last year? Like when Kyrie was gone for 2 weeks and we was like,
when is he
and
coming?
he was like, Kyrie's gonna come back tomorrow. He came back tomorrow.
Yeah. He has. I think he's connected somehow.
He's got some like he's got from Jay from Brooklyn level like maybe a little too close. And
he said Kyrie's his cousin. He has cousin. He said his cousin or something.
It wouldn't surprise me because some of the pictures this kid be dropping in there like you're not seeing anywhere else.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Like it shit is funny.
Go ahead,
so
Jay.
Enough, Jay. We propped you up. What's going on, bro?
Things that I talked about. I talked about Shams.
Yeah.
And like I really didn't want to talk about Kyrie today, but they started talking about it. So I was like, the Shams thing. Shams got played a few weeks ago. And so what Shams did this week is he's trying to move on from that. Now, what am I talking about? It was over a month ago when Shams talked about Kyrie being the voice of the voiceless, right?
Oh yeah. He was capping on that, I think, right?
Do you notice Shams hasn't repeated that since?
Yeah. He hasn't.
He hasn't repeated that since because Shams knows he got played.
Yeah. Oh, because you know what? Scoop reported in Scoop's article. Scoop said that Kyrie told. Well, his sources said that Kyrie said he didn't say that. Like he's not the voice of the. Voice. I remember reading that in Scoop's article. He's like Kyrie's not the voice for the voiceless. He never said like.
Just to give a little bit of backstory on some of what I heard regarding that is like, and everybody listening will understand exactly. I'm talking about everybody listening will understand exactly what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Kyrie, people like to insult him and say that he's not as smart as he thinks that he is. Kyrie is a lot smarter than people give him credit for. Mm-hmm. We all have somebody or have had somebody in our life, in our family, who talks too much and who basically is a mole, right? Like you say something to them, you know, before the clock strikes 12, it's going to be repeated to somebody else. You're going to be like, damn, you can't hold anything. Yep. So Kyrie planted that story to see who's loyal to him.
Wow. Oh, this recent shit. So you're saying this recent sham story was planted, is what you're telling me?
I'm the voice of the voiceless.
The voiceless.
Oh, that's story. Okay.
Voice of the voiceless. Voice of the voiceless.
All right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
And so now, because remember, before that, it was the Predator. Who was quoting his aunt, Matt Sullivan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You called him a predator?
Why you call him that?
Predator. We don't need to put Jay on that. You can look into it. And
he
facts.
had a lawsuit against him. Something
like
that.
There's some legit to that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow.
He called him the Predator. That's crazy.
But in his joint, he was quoting. Was it Kyrie's aunt or cousin or something like that?
I think it was his cousin. Wasn't it his cousin who worked with him? It was something like that. Yeah.
No, I remember it was his aunt in the article. Yeah.
Okay. But because his aunt came out saying all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
How dirty is that though? That your own family would do that.
Yeah, that is.
Sometimes as an adult, you have to reconfigure who you allow to be close to you and who you share certain information with.
And to back that up, Jay, is like to say how dirty that was, like from a family member. That person was literally removed off their website like the following day. The whatever position she held, literally gone off the very next day.
It's something that you don't do, if for nothing else, because you're family. Jake Fisher cannot. Excuse me, Matt Sullivan cannot give you enough money for you to sell your family out. Like, why would you do that?
No.
Yeah.
But
Jake Fisher be foo too, bro. I was talking about
talking about
him clickbaiting, bro. We said that earlier in the chat, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Proud Sav, bro. Jay always tells you the shit like someone listening.
Bro, Adam finna knock down the door. He's like, "Hey, what you doing in there?"
That shit's funny, dude.
Jay behind the door, eavesdropping.
It's like they got Jay's house bugged, and he's like looking around. I can see.
He was talking about Jake Fisher, right? Because of the Joe Harris thing, right?
Jay sound like, "Hey, I only got 1 minute to talk to you." So listen up.
Jake Fisher talking about Joe Harris, the random Joe Harris news, and then he goes and then he talks about Russell Westbrook. Like, I'm like, come on, bro. You just you're clickbaiting now with this trade.
Yeah, he's doing stuff like that. Yeah. Look, Jake Fisher gets his information. I'm not doubting where he gets his information from, but when he's talking about Nets things, he gets it from secondhand people. So he's getting it from other teams and trying to connect the dots with the Nets. So do other teams want Joe Harris? Yes. I've never heard Joe Harris mentioned in trade talks. Right. And I asked this summer, because after that Milwaukee series, it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
We all thought Joe was going to get traded after we all thought something was going to happen to Joe.
Well, but that was more because of like we talked today when people were getting, because of the recent sham story and other stuff. It's like, and you'll agree with this, Jay. I know you probably know more, but it's like people literally run with emotions every time it comes with any kind of news with Kyrie, and they don't use logic and they don't listen for the right things, and they make up all kinds of stories of what's going to happen. And it's the same thing with Joe. Yes, Joe didn't have the playoff with the Bucks that we wanted, and then all of a sudden it was Joe's trash. Joe's not clutch. Joe will never do this. Joe's the worst trade ever. He makes way too much money. Get rid of him. And all those narratives ran. Like,
I remember when Jay posted that video of like him at Joe's basketball camp or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And everyone in the comments was like, "Jay, tell him to go work on his jump shot. Jay, tell him
yeah, that's true.
When I knew when nothing was gonna happen to Joe was when Sean Marks like doubled down and was like, "No, Joe's with us." That's when I was like, "Oh, okay, Joe's good." Like, you know.
Oh, real quick question. Since we're speaking about Joe, Nicholas Reed wants to know, Jay, is Joe in a boot for his injury, or is he wearing sneaker again?
He's in sneakers. I'm gonna post a picture tomorrow.
All right, cool. He's gonna post a picture tomorrow. Cool.
He was there tonight, right?
He's been out of the boot.
Can I ask you something, Jay? Oh, he's been out of a boot. That's good. That's good to know. Because I've been trying to tell people too, though, like, because when we were talking about it, it's like Joe had a cleanup in his ankle. He didn't like have any massive like structural changing in it. Yeah, like they're not repairing ligaments. They're not like moving this around. Like they're literally just going in and removing like bone spurs or little like chips of stuff floating around in your ankle. And it's like that's a lot easier to come back from than actual like having to repair something serious. So that's a good thing to hear that he's in it. He's in his shoes already. That is huge. But today somebody reported, Matt Brooks did, some other people that like, I guess they asked Nash something related to Kyrie about the recent sham story. And
hold on, Saint, hold on. Let me finish talking about Joe.
All right, go for
it. With respect to Joe, even after the Milwaukee series, because I was asking this summer, are we going to get rid of Joe? The way it was explained to me, because that was, I guess, around the same time that people were talking about Ben Simmons wasn't happy and looking for a trade.
Yeah.
My understanding, Sean wasn't interested in trading Joe for Ben Simmons.
Oh, wow, a Ben Simmons for what? Wow! And people, dude, on this tonight, people all night have been trying to tell.
They've been trying to say Ben Simmons.
To sell us. They've been trying to sell us on.
How he trade Kyrie
for
yeah,
he's
not trying to.
How the hell he get on Ben Simmons for Joe?
Say that's a double entendre enough. If you're not willing to trade Joe Harris for him, why the hell would you trade Kyrie? But aside from that. Like Joe obviously would be the centerpiece, and then you have to include other things to make salaries match for Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
But look at it from Philly's side for anyone who's never thought about this before. If let's just say it was those two people were the headline pieces, right?
Yeah.
Now Ben Simmons destroys, you talk about lack of spacing right now. Ben Simmons destroys our spacing as a team, whether Kyrie's there or not.
Yes.
Right? Imagine if Joel Embiid is flanked by Joey Shuttlesworth, Seth Curry, and Danny Green, and Tobias Harris.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
Is that not a team that are we more fearful of him flanked by them or adding Ben Simmons into the mix instead of Joe?
Yeah, no, that you put it that way. That is legit. Hey, real quick before you move on to the next subject, earlier I tweeted something. I don't know if you saw it, but I recently bought this like jazz record, bro. And I swear to God, I looked at this and this dude looked like Harden. And then somebody just sent me a photo that I cannot, like, it has to be, right? Like, this is an old jazz player, Henry Franklin. Like, beautiful, right?
Yeah, we're going to put this on a t-shirt, bro.
Dude, tell me that's not James Harden.
We'll put it on a t-shirt.
Like, the look, the beard, the hat. And then somebody just sent me this.
What?
What, dude?
Oh my God!
You can't make this shit up, bro. It's gotta be the same dude.
Holy hell.
Wait,
like James Harden. No, this is James Harden.
That's James Harden, right? Yeah.
I was about to say, you know what's crazy is that AJ doesn't know, like, if that's Harden or not.
Nah, they look too the same,
dude,
bro.
That is James Harden, bro. I'm telling you, dude. James
scary,
Harden.
That's gotta be his dad.
James Harden owns a time machine, bro.
That's James Harden's dad.
I don't care, dude.
His dad shit, because then he
I woke up this morning and I was like after I drop my kids off, I make my coffee and I just like throw on like a good record and just like chill out. That's like how I start my day, getting a good vibe. This morning it was like some nice jazz. I saw that and I'm like, I stopped and I'm like, why have I never seen this? And then, dude, so I gotta, I'm just saying, dude, Harden is undercover jazz player, dude. That's all I'm saying. But we can get back to that. Somebody sent me that second picture of Harden, and I had to share, dude. But so I don't know. Are we done with Joe, or do you want to move on?
They asked KD talking about Kyrie too. They asked KD about Kyrie.
And I guess KD got asked about Kyrie, and KD's like, "Nah, I'm keeping all that."
He said, "Well, see, I don't know. I mean, of course, Kyrie's my brother, and we talk about everything. Yeah, so I'd rather keep those conversations in house."
Okay. And this can lead. Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say the Shams report was that basically he didn't break nothing crazy. It was just about him, Kyrie and KD talking more, and there's optimism around him coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is what leads into my question, right? Because the way I read this, Jay, like right or wrong, I always like when you correct me and I accept it. I read that and I didn't really get like crazy like Twitter did when that shit dropped, right? Like I saw it and I read it and I'm like, okay, like if I look at it without my emotion and just for what it is, it's basically just saying that these guys are talking and there's optimism that he could come back. But also in that very same article, and then even on the BK Blue guys, when he gave the interview with them, he literally comes right after all that, after like giving you these positive, juicy nuggets. He then says, well, I don't know how that's going to happen. It could either be through mandate, it could be through vaccination. Like they floated the part-time playing. And my whole time I'm thinking to the self is, I need to hear what the Nets have to say, what Sean Marks might have to say, what Nash might have to say, the owner. And then today, I guess he was asked, Nash, about the Kyrie Irving updates on Kyrie. And he came out and said something to the effect of the boundaries are still what they are before the recent reports, obviously the sham report, basically saying nothing's changed. Like, at least the net stance. Is that like a right take by me, or is that like, is there more to this story, or is it just like you were alluding to the original sham story that it was like he got fed crap before and then this one's more of like a clickbait thing? Is that
Shams is keeping his name in the media?
Relevant, yes.
Why he does that, I don't know, but the Nets are not going to. They don't want to get anybody's hopes up, and at the same time, Sean Marks plays chess.
Yes.
And Steve Nash is learning to play chess.
Okay.
Why give anybody anything?
Ooh, somebody said that earlier in our chat. They said to Gleb. Yeah,
that was Leb.
Leb must have heard that from somewhere.
I didn't hear that from anywhere.
Well, Leb said the same thing. Is maybe he doesn't want to tell you everything. That was he must be. Yeah. Okay.
That's just common sense, though. That's not.
Nash always keeps like I said, his answer is very vague, very like he doesn't dive into detail a lot.
He's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's just like the Nets keep things vague. Like AJ's talking about, if anybody hasn't seen the tweets, yesterday I tweeted that the Nets would be doing testing and we're going to find out something early in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? And then we found out something early in the morning. And then after that happened, because I knew it wasn't over, I was like, they're going to be testing again in the early afternoon.
Wow.
The expectation is that there's going to be more people added to this list.
You know, Jay, you're really good at guessing. Just like
a masterful guesser. And, the thing is, Lab, you funny, man. The thing is, you know what's funny about that though is that there were some people who were like quote tweeting me, and people will subtweet me, but they'll never tag me, which is being a straight up bitch, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about too, bro.
I see it happening sometimes too.
I know you're talking
it's a number of people, and I wish you all would tag me when the people are scared too.
I got you. I got
have
you next
no
time I see
problem
it.
being confrontational. But I'm like this in real life too. But the one thing that was funny to me is that people are like, we already knew this, and we know that they're going to be testing. Yo, you did not know they were going to test twice today.
Yeah.
And your best guess would not know that. I could have told you the times that they were testing today, but I'm not going to disrespect people like that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I know the backstory of what happened. So that's how I knew. Yo, when I tell you I was shocked that tonight's game wasn't canceled, I was shocked that tonight's game wasn't canceled.
I was shocked too.
Please note, I'm going to be, I don't know the right way to describe it, but my expectation is that at least one or two other people might be put in the health and safety protocols tomorrow.
Oh my God!
I told dude.
Oh my God!
Not to interrupt you, Jay, but I used common sense when I saw, like, before I heard what you said, because I didn't hear what you said. When I saw Paul Millsap go down, and then I started looking around the league, I said to myself, I'm like, this ain't over. Like, I would not be surprised if the Nets got hit more. And then I come to find out what you said, but then I got all the news, and I was like, yeah, this ain't over. And it got uglier, Harden and Brown. So you're saying that it could be even more.
Because the way that it was presented is that Mills, when he was away from the team on personal leave, right? That's the way that it was presented. The reason why I tweeted what I tweeted last night is because I know what really happened, and that ain't where it happened for Millsap.
Oh,
so
wow.
I will say I did not know who was going to be in health and safety protocols, but I knew health and safety protocols was coming.
Yeah.
I knew it. I didn't pick my children up from school today, from after school today, as I normally would, because I was like, well, we ain't got to rush to get to the game. The game gonna be canceled.
Right.
And then somebody DM me was like, yo, I got like a 2-hour drive to get to the game. Are we gonna hear any more news? And I was like,
just stay home.
We should hear news at about this time. And when we didn't hear news by that time, I was like, well, shit, they ain't gonna cancel it now. And that's why, AJ, you'll love this. Somebody asked about KD being questionable today.
Yeah.
I was like, well, from what I was told, he playing tonight. And people want to act like that's another damn guess. I mean, yeah, whatever, man.
And they try to question it, bro. They try to question it because I remember Cody Mallory was on. I think he tweeted like, "Yo, KD's not on the layup line," but I'm like, bro, they said he's playing tonight. He's available.
Yeah,
like, KD's not on the layup line. This and that.
And I'm a add thing to debunk that. If you genuinely been to a Nets game before with KD playing, you notice there's a certain time period in layup lines where KD just disappears. He's not on the court and you don't see him.
He does his routine before, like way ahead of the layup lines.
He has his routine.
He does his routine way before the layup lines.
He's not on a layup line. Was he at the game?
Who? Cody?
Cody, yeah. I think he was there. I think he was there.
He was at the game.
He was at the game.
That doesn't make sense. He would have. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you see how they just try to change the narratives, bro? They just trying to like, bro.
No, it's like, yo, seriously, because the players walk by my seats to like go on to the court and then go back to the locker room. It's like KD clearly came out there and was warming up with everybody. Then the lady went to sing "Oh Canada," whatever the song is. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect it. I love Canada.
Bro, I was watching that on League Pass. I was like, yo, like, why is this going on?
The refs were Canadian tonight, bro. The refs was terrible. Yo, they were Canadian.
When she went to sing "Oh Canada," I got up and walked upstairs. I mean, it wasn't like out of disrespect, but I was going to get my son a pretzel.
Yeah.
KD was walking off the floor then. So no, he wasn't on the damn layup line. He went to the back.
Okay.
Like, what are we doing?
Bro, that's all I'm saying. Like, I saw that tweet and I'm like, huh? But then, KD ended up playing. But
I think maybe he just didn't see him out there. That's
okay.
I don't know.
But in general, I was shocked though. I thought this game was done. Like when I seen that James Harden, Bruce Brown, and like literally right before the game, so I'm like, oh, this getting canceled. And then they said KD was available like last minute, and I'm like, oh snap.
Well, I already knew he was playing, but with I got the beard and BB when I parked my car, and I was like, what?
He was like, damn.
I was like, yo, I drove here for this.
I drove here for this.
Oh man, dude, you were at the game tonight, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I gotta know. To me, that was the best game of the year, and the reason why I say this was because of just the fact that you got to see the rookies, but just the energy that was in that building. Just how everybody was playing. I said it earlier, but on Spaces before I got off, was just like seeing Patty out there with all the rookies on the floor and how well they played was amazing. That to me was the best part. Like you saw, and then you would see Patty like directing and like hyping these dudes up, and they just fed off of it. And that's the other thing I gave props to Blake for, was Blake at the same thing, diving on the ball. Had to make those guys like, yo, this old dude out here busting his ass, laying it on the floor. And it just, was that the bet for you? Was that the best win of the year?
It was not only the best one of the year, that's one of the best regular season games I've witnessed at the Clays.
That's a lot.
It was a crazy game.
I'll say this.
For the crowd to be the way that it was, knowing that Steph was at the Garden.
Oh yeah,
Facts. Breaking the record,
and it's a Tuesday night. Crowd was crazy.
Yeah. Nicholas Reed said facts. He's like, it's been a while since I was able to hear the crowd on TV.
I really wanted to hear Jay's reaction to Kessler today.
Oh yeah, how was it? Did you go off?
Crazy.
I'm gonna be unbearable on the timeline tomorrow. I'll tell you that. I'm going to be extremely unbearable. Because, and I guess it's interesting because Cam did not have a good game today, even though he's been playing well recently. I've said this before. People have looked at me crazy. I'm going to continue to say it. Kessler Edwards is the most NBA-ready rookie on our team.
I will agree.
Period. Yeah. And you saw tonight a guy who has gotten very little NBA run. Did he look like a rookie tonight, or did he look like a vet?
He looked like a vet.
Yeah. He looked like he's been there before.
And DDJ too tonight.
If they don't let that man get more run, I'm gonna be.
DDJ deserves burn too, bro.
Did DDJ go undrafted?
Yeah, he went undrafted.
That man went undrafted.
Another Sean Marks gem.
Yep.
That man went undrafted.
But now, I don't know if I've said this on you all stream or not, but if I haven't, let me say it now. The way that Sean Marks has set it up, especially when you potentially will have 3 max players.
This sounds familiar.
You need these young guys to fill out the roster. So the way Sean Marks has set it up, and this was the purpose in drafting the 5 guys, as well as getting DDJ as a free agent pickup.
I love you, Jay.
The guys who are on 2-way right now, David Duke Jr. and Kessler Edwards, are expected to earn contracts and be on the roster next year.
Thank you, Jay.
2-way.
I was been saying this before I even knew you, Jay.
Let's go.
Have I not been saying this, AJ? Before I knew Jay, I said the very same thing. Thank you, Jay, for validating me. Appreciate it.
We're going to go a step further.
Oh, yes. I love it.
The guys who are on the Long Island Nets right now, they're playing to earn a 2-way next year. So
I figured
Zagorowski and Raekwon Gray.
The front runners are Zagorowski and Raekwon Gray. Now, let me take a step back. I did not say this on Spaces, but I'll say it here on the stream. I was talking to let's call him an NBA insider earlier today, and he's been in NBA front offices before. And I was asking, are the Nets able to sign guys who are on the Long Island Nets to one of these 10-day contracts right now because of the hardship? The Nets have 3 hardships that they can use. I was like, are they able to sign anybody on the Long Island Nets and it not affect the Nets having their rights of being on the Long Island Nets when that contract ends? And he was like, yeah, they can do that. So it would not surprise me if Zagorowski gets a look right now. It depending on how long these guys are going to be out. It would the top 3 people I would look at if the Nets are looking internal first, and Sean likes to go the internal route because they run the same sets on the Long Island Nets as they do the Brooklyn Nets. Zagorowski, Raekwon Gray, and Bryce Brown.
Yep.
Saint, I literally said this on stream, like not even long ago. I literally just said I would not be surprised if we eternally look to upgrade while everybody is out.
And then what's even better hearing Jay say this is that the other side of it too is that we talked. I even kind of asked Jay about this, and it's like, to see the fact that these guys are going back and forth between Long Island up here, practicing up here with the NBA players, getting that experience Jay talked about, then going down there and killing it in the G League. It's like you saw the effect of how well that worked out, right? Like tonight, you really saw like how much work they've been putting in with these guys, getting them ready. Like it even led me to believe, Jay, and I maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but it's like when you see a game like this and you see a game from DDJ, Kessler, even Sharp, 7 minutes. But I mean, he had 13 minutes tonight, but I think the dude came in 7 minutes and gave you 7 rebounds and 7 points in 7 minutes before he ran out of steam. And it's like, why do we need to really like freak out and look outside for like trades and everything? You know, it makes me like rethink, like, no, we don't have to get rid of this guy. Like, we don't need to do this. Like, we're straight. We just need to concentrate on getting everybody back, like Harris, Kyrie. And once that's done, you going forward with like, do we really need to trade for anybody? No. Like, you have like a great setup of youth, of veterans. You're covered, right? You know, it just
young guys who are athletic also.
Thank you. Yeah.
Which is what this team misses.
And I'm glad you said that, bro, because we got into a big argument on Discord today, having to remind a couple of our true like Nets Kingdom guys that have been here from the beginning. And we had a big battle when Marks did the draft and drafted all 5 people, right? And he drafted you that starting lineup. And these guys were, Marks shouldn't have used all those picks. He should have only just kept the first and used this to do that. And I'm like, and I said basically what you said. I'm like, no, dude, he's using it. I mean, he give you 5 starting players for a reason, right? Like he drafted you a starting lineup. And the other thing to add to that is that, and I made it allude to the same type of thing. Like, dude, when are we ever going to have these kind of picks again? We're not.
Exactly. Give a lot of our picks in the Harden trade, bro.
We have no picks this upcoming draft.
Yeah, we have no picks.
Thank you. Yeah, like we're going to be very pick strapped for the next 4, 5, 6 years. Like
calculated move by Sean Marks. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Saint, you just mentioned Day'Ron Sharpe, right?
Yeah.
Now, clearly I wasn't on the stream because I was on Spaces, but I'm going to say something. If any of you all have said this, then I guess we thinking alike. Now, I don't say brilliant minds think alike because stupid minds do too. So, you know, I'm not saying my mind brilliant. My mind may be stupid. But here's something I said on Spaces, and people were like, oh, damn. We've heard, and note, I'm on the Nets Kingdom Discord also. And please, I be reading a bunch of stuff. I don't be having time to respond like that, but I do be reading and laughing. But one of the things that people have been talking about for a while now is basically we traded Landry Shamet for Javon Carter,
Yes,
right?
thank you.
my
Thank
God.
you.
And everybody
Please
Javon
put
Carter,
these people
right?
to bed, please. I'm tired of
The Sham God fans,
Yes,
they
thank you.
came at us last
No,
stream,
no.
bro.
I need you. I need you to understand this, especially with what you saw tonight. We traded Landry Shamet for Day'Ron Sharp.
Thank you.
How you like that?
And it was 1 year of Landry Shamet.
Yes, because we were yelling at people yesterday, like our last stream, like we had these sham god people up here, literally, like because they were so mad at Carter, right? And then I'm like, dude, it's not about Carter. It's like, yeah, you got a backup point guard, but guess what? Like it was about the pick. It was about Day'Ron Sharp, who is going to be great for us. And like, yeah, but he's not. We need impact now. He's not playing, and I'm like, dude. And it just trying to everything you just said about drafting these guys, doing it for the future. There's a reason that these guys' contracts practically mirror the amount of time that the big three is going to be here. Like it just works in our favor, and they're going to be an integral part. Like trying to get people to understand that sometimes is, it just like you said, like stupid minds think alike, great minds like. It's good to hear you say that because
I'm pretty sure I said this on you all stream before, but it's worth repeating. Javon Carter was not traded for to be playing the amount of minutes that he's playing now. That was never the expectation. The expectation is that he was traded for so that he could be that dog that was guarding Cam Thomas in practice, making Cam better. That dog that was guarding DDJ in practice, making him better. So that when these guys got out there on an NBA floor, they would not see a defender like him. And then did DDJ look like an undrafted rookie tonight?
Oh, hell no.
You could argue none of our guys looked bad. Even if Cam Thomas missed his shots, it wasn't like he forced anything. He just missed his shots.
He just missed his shots.
It was amazing.
But everybody, I'm pretty sure I said this on the last stream, everybody who Sean Marks drafted should have been picked before they were picked.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Cam,
I agree with that.
Cam was a lottery pick. That's why he was invited to the draft, because everybody expected him to be a top 14 pick. They only invite the top 14 prospects. He lasted until 27.
I still can't believe they.
Yo, I got a question for you, Jay.
Yeah.
All right, and you don't have to name names for this, and I don't expect you to name names for this, but there are people on the Nets currently who are playing that only have one dose of the vaccine, right?
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. And that they are adding a mandate on December 27th, I think it is, where you need to have both shots for it, right?
Yeah.
So do you know if there's any expectation for
issue there
the players that have that one
Good
dose
question.
to get the 2 doses?
It's an excellent question. They have a little less than 2 weeks to work that out. But I will say this, and I'm about to tap out because I need to make sure I'm up before my kids get up.
Yeah.
This is a lesser known fact. And no, I use the janitor from Brooklyn as like a joke. I don't work at Barclays. I mean, but when now this I'm gonna tie in 2 stories. This goes into when people lied and said that they had a vax appointment for Kyrie and he didn't go to the vax appointment and show up, right? Here's where it ties in. The net one, you've never heard anybody ask Sean Marks or Joe Tsai that. And they've interviewed both of them multiple times since that nonsense came out about Kyrie skipping a vax appointment, right? Now, here's where that ties in. The Nets have in-house shooters. So
like in-house people that shoot in the backs, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Like in-house shooters.
That's a wild term.
You made it sound like you got an offensive team hiding there.
They have in-house vax. So if somebody needs a shot, they come right to them.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And
So, like,
they'll bang it out immediately.
Schedule. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. And
Gotcha.
Leb, Leb, go back to what Saint just said about folks need to start using common sense. Now, I'm not shooting at you, but you got to use common sense. Why would a $1 billion team have to schedule vax appointments like it's you
I was
or
just
me?
wondering, like, if there's like any like arrangement, like I'm just gonna throw this name out there. Like, I'm not saying he has one dose or anything, but let's say like LaMarcus Aldridge only had one dose. Like, maybe like the team would like be like communicating with him, like, hey, LaMarcus, at some point you do have to come and get this second dose. I mean, we're only 12 days away from the point where that mandate would kick in.
Right.
So,
and they're also, from what I understand though, like if you technically do have COVID, they're saying like they don't want you taking the shot while you have COVID, if I understand that correctly too. So I don't know if that becomes a logistical issue, but I know Jay's got to get out of here, but real quick, I don't remember if you remember Age Jay. He said Jay said I would be happy regarding the Kyrie stuff. He's like, I'm still waiting. He goes, Kyrie going to CBA, to do what?
Tell Age, you will, but Age is like, and I fall into the same category as most of us do. We live in a microwave society right now.
Yeah.
Where we want everything right now. And we don't have patience for it may take longer than you think it will.
Yeah.
You will be happy. I didn't tell you a date by happy. I said you'll be happy. Period. Exclamation point. Be patient.
I hope you're right, dude. That would be the greatest acquisition to bring Kyrie back to the Nets. There's nothing else that will make the team better. I hope you're right, man.
I'm gonna cryptically tweet something. I guess when I have something to cryptically tweet, I will. But I'm gonna be on my Kessler Edwards
kick
tomorrow.
Appreciate you coming up and dropping that, dude.
Thank you for blessing the stream, bro.
Chilling with y'all, man. Always.
Thank you for blessing the stream.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Fellas, ladies, peace.
All right, man. Late.
All right, y'all.
Well, that was worth sticking around, dude. We did get to 3 hours, AJ. We didn't do 5.
Crazy.
Like, we don't
told you it was gonna be one of those days, bro.
But we don't even need to do last words. But like, Led, thanks for coming up too, bro. Appreciate it.
Well,
no problem.
No problem. We out of here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Follow us, Twitter. Follow Saint on Twitter, SaintNet1. I'm on Twitter, Nets Kingdom AJ. Free me on Instagram. I'm blocked on Instagram, but
man, free my hey,
for real.
Yo,
free my dog AJ. He ain't even do nothing.
I didn't do nothing. All I post is no best content, and they just keep blocking me, bro.
So you're thinking you got banned? Like AJ thinks he got banned for posting this. Is that what you got banned for?
Yo, they flagged. It's crazy. When I put that on Twitter, they flagged it, and it was like
that photo. They flagged
for what?
They were like,
did it say anything?
They said it was like violence, or something like that.
What the fuck?
All right, dude, those are oven mitts. Bro is wearing like oven mitts.
This is sensitive content. This is violence, and I'm like, huh? Do you see the stuff that be on like Twitter is uncensored?
Yes.
There's
Twitter is
let's not even do Twitter. Facebook alone, you'll just randomly scroll and
there's people getting shot on Twitter, like porn, violence. There's crazy shit on Twitter. They flagged my Kyrie tweet. It's like, and then I'm on Instagram, and then they're like, they block my Instagram till like Thursday. They're like, oh, you can't post until Thursday. I'm like,
man, free my dog AJ out the joint, man.
Crazy.
You know we got to say to Twitter and Instagram.
Stop playing.
Take that, yo.
Take that. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button. Yeah, man. You guys got last words?
Y'all keep playing. Y'all keep whoever runs Twitter. You gonna go outside one morning and all you gonna see is Kyrie with them gloves on. He not even gonna say nothing. He's gonna walk up and start.
I love how everybody thought those were boxing gloves and they turned out to be oven mitts.
Yeah, off rip, I knew those were oven mitts because if you watch the full video, like he carried the pot into the bathroom.
Exactly.
A quick look, they look like boxing gloves. Like,
that's on his girlfriend's channel.
I thought they were boxing gloves.
Yeah,
go on his wife's channel.
Yeah. No, we had our last words was bringing Jay on, dude. We were about to cut out, and then I just
let's go.
Last minute Jay answered, said I'll be on in 5. So that's worth it. Because you know what I like to hear, why I like having Jay come on is because sometimes all of us will have different takes and we'll say something, and it's nice to hear Jay come on and validate that shit. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank y'all for 300 viewers.
Yeah.
Thank y'all, man.
We hit 300 earlier, and then but dude, 140 people still sticking around. Appreciate it. You know.
Yeah, especially on the East Coast. Yeah, it's almost 2
Yeah,
o'clock.
if you're on the East Coast, you definitely don't have to work tomorrow, and if you do, you're gonna be tired as fuck tomorrow. But I appreciate
most of you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up in 4 hours.
He said
guess what? Like to me, it's like
I would be tired tomorrow, bro.
Yo, we got Jack Manuel in the chat now too. Like
what? Jack just pulled up. Jack, why didn't you pull up earlier?
Jack's up here. Let's go.
Well, there you go. Sorry,
Bobby.
He's like, it's almost 6 p.m. down here in Melbourne.
I know
on the Bobby.
He probably popped in to see if we were talking about Patty.
Yeah. No, Patty. Hey, dude. Shout out to Australia, Jack, dude. Patty to me was the man. He was the player of the game for me because his shots were the clutch shots. I mean, KD did his thing, but at the end of the day, it was like Patty saved the day, and then Patty's magical run with the rookies, just him and the rookies, was a thing of beauty to watch. It really was.
I'm not gonna lie, like it felt like I was looking at me. You know, like just the way he was doing it was so crazy. Like I almost shed a tear.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, I know you don't show your hair, but I know you pull your hair back too. So there was probably like you thought you were looking at yourself on the court a couple times too. And then like I know you probably thought this. You're like, damn, if Kyrie doesn't come back, I'm gonna need a new GOAT. And I can see it being Patty for you, bro. I really do.
Hey, Patty, keep your shit up, man. You did a good job today.
Hey. Shout out Yusuf from Egypt. Before we go, everybody drop your cities.
Oh.
Drop your cities right now. 1 a.m.
Jack
in Chicago.
said one of the greatest games of Patty's career.
It really is.
Drop
like, because it really is.
She said 1 a.m. in Chicago.
Ooh.
1 a.m. in the shot. Drop your cities before.
Oh, you a Drake fan, ain't it, huh?
Yo, Drake's, his toughest tracks always be the time.
I'm not gonna lie, them titles do be kind of fire. Ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, his toughest track is the
Damn, so you saying he's better than Kanye?
Yeah,
I understand.
New Brunswick,
Toronto.
all right, shout out to Toronto.
Big up the 6, big up the Mandem in the 6. Detroit.
Yo, my man's from Toronto, but better be talking hella shit tomorrow.
I'm saying, if you in school, you better be going crazy tomorrow.
Yeah, for real. My man's coming in with like the KD jersey,
Pennsylvania,
all that shit.
Me and Joey D out here in Cali. What's up?
Camo 505.
PG County, Maryland. Shout out to
Brooklyn.
Yeah. Pennsylvania, Long Island.
PG County. That's where Katie's from.
Antarctica.
No, you're lying, Pepe. You're lying.
Dude, if that mofo was in Antarctica, imagine if we had a fan in Antarctica, bro.
That's crazy. If you in Antarctica, that's wild, bro.
Yo, if you in
Antarctica,
England,
shout out
on the stream.
Oh,
England,
shout out England, Arizona,
Magic City.
Magic City. Wait, where are you? Are you with Harden?
Are you with Harden?
Yo, tell Harden to chill out.
Oh, dude, AJ, were you on for? Did you see the Harden? You saw? Yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah,
he saw it.
I forgot you got back on then. That's funny.
Mars.
Y'all are crazy. All right.
Yeah,
nah,
it's North Korea.
Oh, yeah. It's time to go. You wouldn't be up this bit. I'm not gonna lie.
It's time to go.
Magic is a strip club. Yeah. Hey, you would know that. No.
Hey.
Yeah, nah. It's
the ATL.
Hey, let me find out you would thought. Like AJ.
AJ be out here in the streets.
You do too.
There was Age was MIA for a while, and he had exactly right there, bro. Facts. Put that out. Come on, dude.
Come back, bro.
Hey, appreciate you all. Tune in next time. We'll see you.
You gotta end
Thursday.
it right there on that Batman.
All right. Peace out. Everybody.
All right,
peace.